Dynamite! Get ready! Jackhammer! It's time to get serious! This is your last ride! Let's go! My beautiful body is built better!
I call upon you, great wind. Toino Ikonoi, spirit of the wind. Let yourself become one with it. Good stuff! Wings! Go! Here we go! Just for you! Here I go! The voice of the spirit, only I can hear it.
But not the one we're looking for. Another mission awaits.
After a month's hiatus, we are back on the airways. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the show is back on track. Sets is here only on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. The show that we bring you on the Tuesdays, the Bison Day as well. And again, he's still live and kicking with gameplay in SFI. But you know what? We got to get this underway because there's actually quite a bit to talk about in a short span of time. And time waits for no one. I'm going to be your host once again, Jammerz. I'm kitted out in my Capcom Cup stuff because I was there. I lied to all of you. And then I just showed up there just for some weird reason. I wanted to talk about some Street Fighter down the road in Hollywood, and I did so. But it's good to see. But I can't do this alone because I have some people I haven't spoken to in over a month. My sleep was too peaceful. It was way too peaceful. And now it's going to be, disturbed with the guys. They're here, the co-hosts.
Yo.
They're back with Veggey and Olvaha. So, Olvaha, talk to me. You looking good today? How you feeling?
Oh, thanks. Wow. What a nice thing to say.
Wow, so you said
How
like,
am
it's
I
a time
today?
it doesn't when I come across.
I mean, I'm good today. I became an uncle today.
Wow.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had someone in the production team said, you never said that.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, no,
You were listening.
Congratulations
Jeez.
on your brother's newborn, or you got all the...
Yes,
Okay.
my big brother's newborn.
Hey, so...
Congratulations.
Wait, so do we call you Uncle Olvaha now?
You don't have to.
Okay, I know how to annoy you then. Anyway, Veggey, what about you?
I'm fantastic today.
That's great. Veggey, what about
too.
you?
Did you say Veggey? How about you?
Yes, Veggey, how about
Did you just say that? I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, me and Olvaha can do the show by ourselves as one.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, you said you had been sleeping well for a month, but I actually took at least 1 or 2 weeks to get back into regular sleeping shape after the jet lag from left to right, as I like to call it, the left to right jet lag. 2 weeks now with beautiful sleep, but it's even better when I go to sleep after talking with you guys because I'm just filled with happiness and sentimental feelings about like all the fun stuff we've done in Street Fighter. So this is gonna be even better right now. I feel really good. Thank you, Jammerz. Quick recap, left to right.
Fan.
Oh, by the way, how are you, Jammerz?
No, I'm great. You know what? I've been a bit busy. Some of you have seen my stuff on social media. I've been, still playing some SF5. Looking forward to SF6. I was working with Akuma in another title as well. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. Can't really speak about it here, but I was doing some stuff over there. And then I was actually thinking about how famous Riekeman's Barnet got over the past month, because Riekeman's Barnet, if for those of you who don't know, everyone should know, the story got embellished to high heaven. I'm going to say this quickly before we move on. The story's been fabricated to Lord knows where. Riekeman's Barnet decided to walk a lot of miles to the LCQ in Hollywood. He was with his brother. His brother didn't decide to stop him. He had his suitcase with him, and no one thought that was a silly idea. And the thing is, it stretched all the way to the Exerto. And I'm like, Riekeman's Barnet, you have been more famous in 2 days than you have in your entire SF5 career. That is insane. I think that's insane.
By the way, it was very fun because I think 2 days before that happened, I saw a tweet on Twitter where someone said that for Europeans, their toxic trait is that they think they can walk anywhere.
I wouldn't say it's a toxic trait. A lot of Europeans, even some UK guys, they do like walking places. I don't want to drive anywhere.
But it was really funny and fitting. I don't think it's a toxic trait, but it was very funny nevertheless.
You know, I don't know what day he arrived on, but Sunday walks is a very big thing in Scandinavia, where we do a very long walk.
Right, now
so
why didn't you tell that why didn't you guys say that the day it was spreading like wildfire? You just wanted to get his 15 minutes of fame and then we call it a day?
I didn't want to try to steal his spotlight.
Yeah, exactly.
That was for him to say. I wish he said it, but I guess he just forgot.
No, he definitely forgot. He was not thinking when he was walking. Well, he was thinking about something. It wasn't.
What did he say again? It was a really nice walk or something.
Damn it, that's a walk.
Because there's a lot of nice things to see. There are like buildings, palm trees. It's very beautiful.
Listen, if that's a walk to him, I don't want to know what a marathon is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got to let you know, because it has been a while since we've been on the airways, but we came back to you with a treat. Come back with a surprise. We're going to have the competition on the line. So, Richard, if you could roll the graphic on the screen so people can see the competition. Yes, we have got another collaboration with the EPOS company. So, you have the chance to win an award with the gaming set. You can see the microphone, the acoustic gaming headset, the wireless earbuds, and of course the external sound card. All you have to do is you have to guess the result, predict the result of tonight's exhibition. You know how this goes, but I'll always relay the rules to you guys. There is a tweet on Capcom Fighters that will let you know how to do this. I can't remember if we've actually put out more terms and agreements. We've just come straight into the competition. We're going straight into the competition, the voice of reason has told me. But yes, you have until the set starts. So you have about another 25 to 30 minutes to get your predictions in. Do not put them in the stream chat. Please head on over to Capcom Fighters Twitter account and find the tweet that talks about the competition and put your prediction there. You can say 10-0, you can say 10-4, you can say 10-9, you can say, do you know what, I just want the headset. I'm not going to give it to you to say that because I need a prediction. Of course, speak of the devil, we got to run through things smoothly. So yeah, Richard, roll the fight card so that people know who's actually playing today. And I'm going to regurgitate this gaming competition later on. But yes, this is tonight's FT10 Hurricane, returning guest on the show with that formidable cameo. One of the best in the world. One of the best you'll ever see in Street Fighter V's lifespan. Going up against Citizen. Now, a lot of you might not know who this person is. He's been playing fighting games for a long time, and he's actually been quite active in the past, I'd like to say year. He's probably going to correct when we do talk to him, because he is in the green room waiting. But he has an amazing Falk. He's got an amazing Rose as well. I think he's got an amazing Rose. And he used to play, I believe, as Colleen and Sagat as well. So we're going to, tap into the mind of his and understand these character choices and what he thinks. I think he's a very formidable player. He just doesn't get the exposure in competitive environments, but we'll also ask him about that as well. So I wanted Citizen on spur of the moment. Shouts to Soundboy as well, because I was trying to get a hold of Citizen, and Soundboy did help me out with that. But you thought, Veggey, that Hurricane would be a good opponent for him. Do you mind delving into that?
It's been, Hurricane was everywhere in the pandemic the first couple of years. He won basically, I want to say he won everything, but he won almost everything that you could win online, right? In that period. And he was just was and is so strong.
Yep.
And then the last year came and he wasn't that active. And I was like, I really want to see him play and commentate him play one more time before Street Fighter V is finished. So I just saw him on my Twitter feed one day. I was like, I gotta get him on the show. Let me check with the guys. And everyone was like, of course, Hurricane. And I think this is a really interesting matchup too, because I want to hear what Hurricane thinks about this matchup, because we know a lot of Falke players say it's so horrible, but I would see it from both sides, because I'm diplomatic like that, you know. So
Wow,
I'm
really?
just very excited to hear their thoughts, especially about the matchup, and of course about the coming game, and just seeing Hurricane play again. And Citizen, who I've ran into every now and then and always thought, wow, this is a very strong player. Why is he not entering anything? So to finally get to talk to him and see him as well is just a gift. So I'm really excited for the show.
Okay, Olvaha, what about you? Now, I've played Citizen in multiple sets, and I've seen him in tournament play, but I don't know if you know anything that we don't know about him that you may have seen on the internet somewhere.
Well, I don't probably know anything more than you guys, because I have done commentary for Saltman, for example, and I have seen him play numerous times, and obviously Hurricane as well. They're both residents in Saltmine. And I can kind of understand how Falk players might think that Cammy's not the best matchup, because I guess she has good mobility. She can challenge Falk in situations where probably your average character might not be able to change or alter your approach in the air, for example, stuff like that, which might keep the Falk player on their toes. But we'll just have to see about that.
We've had Falk against Cammy a few times now, though, and it's been
we've had
really
Shax
close.
and Phils.
Yeah, and that was close, like last game or
that was
something.
10-9. Have we had anyone else?
And then we had Lacuna C against Bravery, I think.
No,
Yeah, and
SKZ. SKZ.
SKC
yes,
was,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
it. Yes, SKZ.
But it was also playing. There was Camry, right?
Yeah, it was. He went
yeah.
from
Cammy
Seth to
itself,
Cammy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was. Yeah. So we've seen it twice, and I'm just excited to see this this one last time for the epic conclusion, because it's now 1-1 in sets on this show. 1-1 in sets on sets. Cammy versus Falk. So today, the character winner will be proclaimed.
Okay.
You should say.
How about you, Jammerz? What do you think about the matchup? Do you have, or the players for that matter?
I'm very curious to see this particular matchup, or how well Citizen will fare himself, because I don't actually see I don't see him play a lot of plays in extended sets. So I usually see the best I've seen him in outside of playing it myself, but those are multiple first to threes. I haven't seen him in a first to five or longer. So I'd like to see a test of mental stamina, as well as, because I think he's got an abundance of game knowledge. And sometimes I feel people who have that, it's like, yo, I want to give you guys a little bit more of that platform so you guys can showcase how much you actually know about the game and people don't know about your skills in general. So I think that would be pretty cool to see.
He's a really intelligent player.
I got the utmost faith, because I imagine he doesn't have as much time to play the game as he once did. Real life catches up, you get older, you get bigger responsibilities and whatnot. But when he does play, it's more that thing of when you forgot for something for so long, when someone reminds you, like, okay, I remember, then things just snowball into a positive effect. So I'm pretty sure it'll be a cool set to see regardless. He might make Citizen regret his character choices, he might not. We will see. Now, like we said, a lot of things happened, and we couldn't do this on the week we come back, because we made it a golden rule of ours to, when we have an event and we're all there, we do not do a show the week afterwards. But a lot of us had some stuff going on. But the first thing we need to do is, I want to congratulate our Capcom Cup champion, two-time champion, Mena RD, the second and final Capcom Cup champion for Street Fighter V. That is absolutely insane. I don't think we've had that at all for Capcom Cup. I think the closest thing we've had in some regard of that is when Daigo won Evolution for Street Fighter 4 2010 and 2011. I think that's probably the closest thing we can get. But in terms of how Capcom Cup has spawned and come as part of the culture of Street Fighter, we haven't had somebody win it twice in the same game's lifespan. So this is definitely going among, if we ever make a Hall of Fame for Street Fighter players, Mena has to be in there. Like 100%. He had a fantastic group. There was healthy competition. Shouts to Mirkin. Mirkin almost took it to him. Almost took it to him. That was crazy.
Loved seeing that.
And then he had a very interesting bracket path to the finals as well. And he only used Birdie once, and that was against our young prodigy from the UK, Enderwalk. If you haven't seen that match, please go on Capcom Fire's YouTube and go and check that out. But two-time champion. What do you think, Veggey? Two-time champion.
I think it's really cool to see that he finally, like, you know, he started branching out from the big body. He had Birdie, Abigail, and the characters got weaker and weaker. And instead of waiting for something to happen with those characters and hoping that they might be restored to greatness, he took matters into his own hands and slowly starting to play tons of characters. Like every character under the sun he was playing, and he had like
Sakura,
a game plan. Yeah,
Boxer.
Sakura, Seth, Rashid, Balrog, there's so many of them. Karin, I even remember seeing in a tournament, and he just kept progressing through it, and for the final conclusion, it's like he was finally completely over and like learned the other style of gameplay and just took it. I don't know how. I don't think he lost. He didn't lose a single game.
No, he didn't drop a set. I think he lost 1 or 2 games.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool to see.
And he was really playing really fast, so the opponents seemed to be kind of like struggling to keep up, which was also really cool to see, because he had the mobility that he hasn't had in the past, and he just used it in a very interesting way. And I'm really happy for him. He's a great guy, and I think if there's anyone you want to be a 2-time champion, it's someone like Menardi. So that was a great win in my book.
All right. Olvaha, do you share the same sentiment? Do you think he's fitting for the end of Street Fighter 5?
I was gonna say that it was like everything Veggey said was great, and I agree with that. But I also wanted to add that when he won the first time, and now that he won the second time, it's been a very different game. So
true.
I think it goes to show how malleable his play style and how adaptable he is. So that is also like just like pure proof about how his skill goes, just beyond a patch or like beyond a certain phase of the game or like a certain character. So I mean, he played different characters, so
great. It was great to see.
Super impressive.
Super impressive indeed. I'll say it was also super impressive. We got a shout outs to Zen as well, the LCQ winner, and he made it all the way to grand finals of the cup.
That was so good.
So at least as far as I'm aware, someone please correct me if I'm wrong, at HG Jammerz on Twitter, I believe he has the best LCQ story because he outdone Nemo in one position. He won the LCQ, and Nemo won. He came 3rd in 2017, the same year that Mena won. And then this last cup, Zen went from round 1 LCQ all the way to grand finals in the cup. So we almost had either way. That grand finals had 2 fantastic storylines: 2-time champion or the guy from the LCQ. He didn't walk there. LCQ to go on and win it. So that is actually brilliant to see, and it was a great closing statement for Street Fighter 5 in terms of the Capcom Cup. Now, I also got to mention as well, because you guys did see it. We were in the venue. Olvaha wasn't there, but he was there with us in spirit. You guys were in the venue with us if you saw it, and you saw it at home. There is a lot of money on the line for the next game. So all the cave dwellers, they're coming out. Your grandma's probably going to be playing the game. I might be playing the game. Your cat might sprout some... Listen, your cat might sprout some thumbs, and they're going to play an arcade stick. There is a prize pool of over $2 million for the Capcom Cup. That's what it says. We need to get the fine print of this, because it's not throughout the season. I believe it's for the cup itself. We are going to have our first Street Fighter millionaire. That's going to be the headlines I'm going to be selling to people anyway. That is going to be insane. Street Fighter millionaire. Olvaha, talk to me.
Yeah, I was just going to, point out the fact that you said that cats are going to
sprout some thumbs.
Yeah, but I've seen on YouTube, I've seen dogs do Hadokens before, and they don't have thumbs. So who knows? It might be a dog that takes the Capcom Cup.
It could be, but you know what? When you see that number, Olvaha, what comes to mind? I know it's a bit vague, but it's right. Do you think it's going to be, the competition going to be fiercer than ever? Do you think it's going to deter people? I mean, talk to me.
Two words. Fight money. But also, I wanted to say that I definitely believe it's gonna bring a lot of players to Street Fighter who might not necessarily view Street Fighter as their main game. There's gonna be a lot of migration. There's gonna be a lot of people trying their hands, possibly in their first Street Fighter, and I just feel like stuff like this is definitely positive for the scene, because there's gonna be a lot of movement in the scene, and there's gonna be a lot of new players. There's gonna be old players who haven't necessarily played for years, but they might want to try their hand on the newest game. So I think it's all in all, it's a very positive, and also like as a viewer experience, it's gonna be really exciting.
Okay. Veggey, what about you? Would you do an SPD for $1 million?
I mean, I've done an SPD for far less, so I could definitely do an SPD for $1 million. But the thing is, you know what strikes me the most? People are always talking about the first place winner, but when you see a prize pool of $2 million, it means that you can get like consistent income from tournaments most likely without being the top 3 players. Like, we don't know the breakdown, but you can imagine
that's
that,
important.
yeah. So it's not just about the winner becoming a dollar millionaire, because you could already become a millionaire in Norway if you want, because our currency is less, right? So we would be a millionaire winning this year.
So
yeah.
Wow.
So if I just mosey on over there now, you could make me a millionaire in 2 months, maybe.
No, it's not that easy. It's like it's not that easy. But
Isn't Norway like an expensive country?
It is expensive, but
Yeah.
the currency is still lower.
So he's trying to bait us.
Anyway. So I think that just makes it a lot more maybe it adds less stress to people when they enter the tournaments, because they now know that they can play. Maybe they won't win, but they will still have a great reward from playing, which is really great. The winner does not take all, he just takes more than he did. But I think everyone will take more as well. So there's just more for everyone, which is great. Everyone is happy. Amazing.
In layman terms,
I heard everyone is happy.
In layman terms, he's just saying we're all eating. So it's good for us. Make sure you buy SF6 on June 2nd. I've heard the voice of reason, right? The voice of reason is going to kill me for this. I've got some inside news that he's not told you. So there's other 8 characters you can't play. He did say, word just in, you can play them on June 2nd, 2023.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Breaking news.
He said not to tell me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. June 2nd, 2023. Make sure that's when you play the other 8 characters. You can't play. Oh, there it is. It's on your screen right now. You can still pre-order it, but then you can also wait till the day arrives and you can play the game, and it's going to be an amazing time that we're all going to be learning at the same time. People are going to be grabbed. DJ's going to be throwing projectiles. No one's going to like Blanca again. It's going to be a fun time. And what you can also do is there's more than one edition. There's the standard edition. Deluxe edition will give you the full game and year 1 character pass, and then the ultimate edition, if you've got the money to spare, of course. You get the full game and you get the year 1 ultimate pass. I don't think they filled in the details on that, unless I haven't actually been looking around on Steam or PlayStation or even the Microsoft Game Store to find out what the details are. But yes, you can still pre-order. You can still get your things in right now if you want that game on June 2nd, of course, exclusive to the community. So it's going to be interesting to see there. But yes, do you know what it is? Right. Because we can go on about this stuff, but I don't want to keep our guests waiting, because there are some questions I want to ask them, and I want to know more about themselves as well. Obviously, Hurricane's a returning guest, but we still got some questions to ask him. But yes, if we can get Hurricane and Citizen to unmute their mic so we can get this pre-match interview underway before we get them in the ring for this first to 10. Like I said, if you don't want to stick around for this preamble, you can come back in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes or so, because we're going to do our interview, and then you'll get the games underway. So yes, let me find out if we've got our guys that have unmuted their microphone. So I think they're still trying to do it there.
Is this still on?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, right, we got one. Yeah. Perfect. All right, let me find out. Citizen, Hurricane, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, there we go. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us this evening. Obviously, Hurricane, it's been quite a while since we've had you on, but it's good to have you back. Citizen, obviously you're a first timer. I'm pretty sure you've watched the show before, but good time for taking time out of your day, or thank you for taking time out of your day to join us here. So in this first part of the show, we just get to know you guys a little bit more and more about your opinions, or hear more about your opinions regarding Street Fighter in general. But I always like to ask my guests, this is more directed at Citizen this time round, because I believe I have asked Hurricane this question before. I usually ask my guests, where do their names come from? And Citizen, I'm kind of curious about your name. Where does Citizen hail from? If you can elaborate on that.
So it's a bit obvious. I don't think I really even need to explain this one.
I mean, I want you to explain it, because I've had simpler names on the show.
I have an idea.
Listen, I've had simpler names on the show, and there was a deep meaning behind it. I'll give you an example, right? We had someone on the show last year known as Glitter. She was a Poison player, and I said, you didn't just look at Glitter as part of an accessory and put it on. She said, no, it was a fusion of two names, a name from the Hunger Games and somewhere else. And I was like, oh, boy, was I wrong. But indulge me, Citizen. Where does your name come from?
So it's from a movie.
Which movie?
Yeah.
It's from a movie called Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
Okay.
That's what I guessed in the pre-talk.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't say anything.
Citizen, did I not say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you credit for that. I'll give you credit.
Well, someone will. Is that one of your favorite movies, or is it just a name you thought that was really cool?
It's because around the time I was entering more tournaments, and I just thought I needed to pick a name that I was going to stick with. So
Okay, so
that's why I went with Citizen.
Can I give you my reasoning why I thought it was Citizen Kane?
Yep.
Because you play Falk and you use a stick, a cane. So I thought it was like Citizen Kane.
Wow.
It's not that far-fetched!
I mean, I used to play Colin though.
Oh, that's true.
I also got a Relento. So.
Oh, wow. Even better.
Oh, okay.
Cultured
so,
character
right,
picks.
so that's all right. So this moves on to my next question. So as far, at least when I was talking to you, you have a bit of history with fighting games. So for people that don't know, you did play SF4 to a fair bit, didn't you? Is that correct?
Yeah. I started with Tekken.
Okay.
I started with 3D games, and when I got an Xbox 360, I got a copy of Street Fighter 4, and that was my first Street Fighter game.
Okay. Now, what made you want to stick with Street Fighter then? Because for God's sake, it's very interesting when we have people come from these different fighting games, different backgrounds, and then they just end up sticking with Street Fighter. Is it a character? Is it the competition? Is it how Street Fighter's developed over time? I mean, if you can pinpoint something, what do you think it is, Citizen?
It actually never really stuck with me. I had Vanilla, 2009 I think it was, and it was fun, but I actually couldn't even do the special moves. And then Super came around. You had to buy another copy of the game for Super.
Yes,
as I remember it.
I remember that as well.
I played a little of it online, and then the really annoying person you see in the chat room, Jin. That guy is someone I played with on basically a daily basis. We grinded the game for years, just having fun. We even got into Street Fighter Cross Tekken together.
Hey.
Wow.
Okay.
That was the Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Nah, that's great. I really think that's great. So if I move on to your kind of Street Fighter 5 background, because I think everyone here, or at least most of the European community, they've played you to some degree, and I think you've transitioned from a lot of characters, because I think a lot of people knew you for Colleen. I think you played Sagat at one point. Am I right in saying that?
I did play Sagat, but it was only really that was around COVID.
Okay.
And I was kind of bored, so I ended up learning Sagat.
Okay, you dabbled with him.
Times.
Then I've seen your rows, and you ended up with Falk. So, what kind of character do you look for in Street Fighter? I'm kind of curious, because I don't really see a solid pattern in the characters you've picked.
I would say it's solid normals, good normals, relatively low risk, long range normals. I like big damage, counter hits, fireballs.
The Falk is just made for you then. This is a perfect fit. Low risk, long range, normals, fireball, big damage.
And the stick.
Hold on, let it finish. God,
and jump, and I like to jump. So when I played Street Fighter 4, I was a Rufus player.
Yeah.
It's all coming out now.
I'm connecting the dots.
Oh man,
it's kind of funny because Rufus and Elena, who were the characters I played before, but Falk in a lot of ways is kind of like the halfway point between those characters, because she's got the cheap jab into the safe specials, the really lame neutral long range normals, but then she also has the Rufus jump mix-ups. Not as strong, of course, but she's got she's not fast on the ground, but she's strong in the air. and she's got the long range normal, so you have to go in on Falk rather than the other way around. And if Falk does have to go in on you, then she's got the jump mix up to balance things out. It makes it a lot easier. Like, it's so much easier to get in on someone when you have to play mind games with them.
Okay.
When did you switch to Falk though? Because I remember running into you sometimes in ranked. You were on Colleen, and then I didn't run into you for a very long time, and then you were on Falk.
Yeah, I kind of end up getting bored with the game. I like the character, I like Colleen, but there was a point where I just stopped entering tournaments because I wasn't really happy with the netcode. It's better now than it was then. There was a point where the netcode was
Not up to scratch, is what you mean?
Something's definitely changed, because back when I played the game originally, the netcode was really bad. It maybe had something to do with the amount of PS4 players there were. I don't know, maybe I'm just...
Listen, it could have been... I think there's a lot of theories. It could have been a systematic thing. It could have been something else. But again, over time, everyone adjusted their setups. Everyone, it got better as an online environment in general. So the game's in a very good place now. It's in a very good place.
Yeah, when I got back into the game, I wasn't really planning on entering tournaments again. As much as I would have liked to, it was just that the netcode kind of... I don't want to say frustrating, but you obviously want the netcode to be ideal if you're going to play in online tournaments. So when I picked up Falk, I just had so much fun with the character, and the netcode was then in a better position there. She sort of changed my mind about it.
Okay.
So that's why I've been entering more tournaments with Falk than I probably entered with Colleen. I don't think I really entered all that much with Colleen. I entered some of the old Gfinity tournaments, if anybody remembers those.
No,
there was some online qualifiers.
You were sponsored for... You got picked up by Method. Is that correct?
It might have been them. I'm not too sure who it was. I never actually played.
Okay.
But it was the team with ISDD, Pax.
It was Method. Yeah, if Pax was there, it was Method. Yeah.
There might be someone else I'm forgetting about, but it was a good team. It was a strong team, but I never actually played in the Gfinity event. It was a weekly TV show. I never got to play in the end.
Okay. Now that was unfortunate, because I think that's where I saw your name crop up a little bit more.
To be fair, it was because of weather conditions at the time. At the time of the filming, there was a blizzard where I was, and it meant that transport was basically impossible. So things never really worked out. And after that, I kind of never really got back into it again, the Gfinity thing.
Okay. No, that was unfortunate. Now, speaking of breaks and coming back, Hurricane, you did take a little bit of a break from the game, and you've come back. Is that just to kind of keep your hands warm for Street Fighter 6? Because obviously Cammy's in the game now, so I bet you're excited for that. Or is it just like you still like playing SF5 in general?
I still like playing SFI in general. Obviously, these days I've not been that active. I'm just playing SF5 when Soapman League starts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, just because it's not only work, but it's just because I've been trying to get back to what was once my favorite game, which was KOF.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still play SF5 because I love the game. I love competing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, as you said, I try to keep the SF5 momentum and get ready for SF6, because obviously you can't play the KOF style on the SF6 because you're not running there, you're not rolling and doing hops. Stuff like that.
There's an animation that's a bit green that might do half the work for you, but you know.
Okay, I want to actually ask about, you playing KOF as well. So, like, do you feel there's something you can pick up from KOF and integrate it to your Street Fighter 5 game and vice versa?
So originally I'm a KOF player. I'm not coming from Street Fighter. The only thing that I picked up from KOF, I can see that I don't have anymore, by the way, is my reactions. Basically, that's
right.
All I can say. The game is going so fast there, and if you just blink, you're dead in a minute. So that's literally like playing Marvel on another way. But yeah, that's the only thing that I had to pick up. So if you have to fight someone who is playing like who is jumping like a lot, because you do that a lot in KOF, and you do a lot of hops and stuff like that, you have to be ready for antis. Obviously you can just do crutch heavies, but DPs are helping a lot. So once you get used to it, jumps in SF are way slower, so it's quite easy for me to see that coming and just react to it. Like, I understand that I've been doing some crazy stuff sometimes. I've seen people shy at me doing DP on Rashid's ego kick, and I'm like, bro, that was just another day at the office when I was playing KOF.
No, do you know, I remember when you did that to Oil King when we used to do WSO in the UK, and that was definitely out of this world. What did you do? You jumped back, then you did the DP in the Super or something like that? And I was like, what the hell?
Yes, that was it.
Okay, so it does pay out indeed. It does pay off indeed. Now, there is a question I want to ask you both because I want to get Hurricane's opinion on this. So, Hurricane, firstly, you did watch as much as you can when it comes to the Capcom Cup, didn't you?
Yeah, I was already back in the UK, so I did watch everything.
Okay, so Hurricane, let me ask you this: did you like that it was a week long, and did you like the format of it? And what I mean by the format is, did you like how the groups were, decided, and how 2 players made it out of the group? Did you think that was a good format for being a week long, or do you think it should have been short, or something should have changed? Talk to me.
So if we talk about the format, did like it really, because obviously it's making the game quite, it's making the tournament quite balanced. So you're going to see that the strong players are going to make it out of fools. So if you won in your region, now you have to prove it, because obviously, you are Capcom Cup, but now you have to do whatever it takes to get out of fools, and you have to beat the strongest to get out there. So I do like the format. Now speak about a week long. That's not. That is what I don't like it for 2 reasons. The first thing is, we all love the game.
Yeah.
But some of us are like let's talk about myself, for example. I may be a really strong player, but apart from that, I have a job. And it's not everyone who is entitled to get a whole week off.
Yeah, consecutive days, right?
Yeah, this is not easy for everyone to have it. And also, even for people who like are getting a week off and are flying from the UK or wherever they're flying from, like Europe, Africa, Asia, and they have to be paying for a week hotel for like that. I don't even know how much the flight is gonna be, and then you're not even sure that you're gonna make it to day 3. You're gonna enjoy the other days, but come on, that's too much.
Would it been better if it was maybe 4 days instead of a week? Do you think that would have worked, or do you think it should have gone back to a 3-day weekend?
I would go for the 3 days. So 3 days is I'll also believe that the fact that it was a week, we don't have to forget that we can count SFL there. And that's one of the reasons why it took that long as well. Yes. But I think without SFL, how long was it going to be? Like 4 days?
Probably 4 days maximum if SFL wasn't there joint with the cup.
But not if you include the LCQ.
Yes, so, that is true.
So it would be like 5 at least, 6 maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. No, it's good. Citizen, what about you? Did you watch any of the Capital?
Yeah, I agree on the week-long part. It shouldn't be a week long. It should at most be a weekend. I don't even like multi-day events. I'd prefer events to be 1 or 2 days at the very most. Even 3 days is too much to me.
Okay. Is there a specific reason, or is it just mainly because I don't have a lot of time, so I'd rather we just do a 1,000-man tournament in 1 day?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
No. Listen, Citizen. This is your platform. I'm just curious. That's all.
Well, they could do the last chance qualifier one day, see it all the way through, and then the second day, what it would be in the past would be like a top 16 or a top 32 bracket, but this year it was, of course, the pool format where they played a few matches per day throughout the week. You could definitely see that they were stretching it out a lot. Some players were only having one match per day.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to play one match per day, I wouldn't be very good at that one match. I would need at least a few matches, and I don't think it's very fair on the players. To qualify for pools, it was points based. I believe it really came down to how many points people had rather than how many wins. Of course, if someone in the pool had an equal amount of wins as someone else in the pool, it wouldn't necessarily matter because it's about how many points each player had. That was what determined the standings. But
only with the draw, right?
Yeah, no, that's what he's saying. It's like if they had the same amount of wins and the same amount of losses, the game differential was what was deciding who left. So, but please continue your point. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so you could play all your games and then obviously not know if you've qualified from the pool until the pool matches have been completely played out.
Okay.
So you could play against someone in your pool who you are free to play against on day one, and then day 2, day 3, day 4. It's too many days, and you could see on Twitter that people were micromanaging the points from their wins and then comparing them against other players to see if they would make out by the end of the week. It doesn't really work too well. I'm not personally a big fan of pools in general, but I don't think pools works if it's determined by points. It should be determined by wins. If I lose one game in a set against someone, I don't think that one game should matter. I think the set should matter, not the games individually.
Okay. No, interesting perspective. And for people at home, the reason I'm asking these two this is because they are strong players. They weren't in attendance at the Cup, but watching it gives you a different perspective than the people that were there. And obviously myself and Veggey were there, so I could get Veggey's opinion, as well as people on the spot their opinion as well. But no, I think you guys gave me a very different, or two different interesting angles regarding that, which was very interesting. Yeah. But I am curious because, again, it's only because it could be a possibility for the next CPT. It could be a possibility, and we don't know if they're going to join. You know, if a Street Fighter League does return, we don't know if they're going to do a joint thing, or is there going to be something else down the line, or is it going to be a 3-day, 4-day event again? So it's just something I was very interested to hear your opinions about regarding that. You want to say something, Hurricane?
And also think about it as a point of view of viewership. You can imagine watching this on the a whole week, and imagine the regions just like us watching CPT happening every time they start at 8 p.m. from here and end up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. We're 8 hours, but you were 8 hours ahead of us, so yeah, that's crazy.
Can you imagine any big tournament? It's already hard enough for us, especially for us road workers. It's hard enough for us to be watching the top 8, because I can watch on Saturday, I can watch on Friday easily. But on Sunday, I'm just like, oh god, it's already 2 in the morning, at 7. How am I going to do? So it's already hard enough to deal with that on Sunday. Damn. So imagine you have to do that the whole week, and it's not just helping us. And I'm just going to take a quick example. I was coming out from work when Takamura was facing Mena.
Yes. Okay.
It's already hard enough to get home and get settled to start watching that. I was watching that from the train. You know how London trains are. The signal, all right, 1 second, one frame, the signal is all right. The other one is just like. So I was watching it. I was all entertained. I was like, okay, I think I'm going to hold it till to the end of the day. First of all, I'm already on the train, and I'm seeing a sick whiff punish with Takamura. Signal goes off. 5 seconds, I see that he's already in losers bracket. I'm like, oh my god, I've missed everything.
It's like, next slide, please.
Yeah, you have to go back on YouTube and start watching it all over again. And catch up with the rest that you couldn't watch the whole night because you slept. Nah.
I gotta say, as a spectator, I had it pretty rough sometimes as well, because it was during the week. I wanted to enjoy it as much as possible, and just I had to make some sacrifices.
Well, sacrifices must be made in everybody's life.
I would really just like to add something about the point or the
Just quickly, go on. Go on.
Yeah. So it's like the only place where you would have to start to calculate if you had a chance to go through is if you had 2 losses. And if you had 2 losses in a regular bracket, you would already be out. So it's more like you're getting more chances. You're getting a bigger chance at qualifying through, even though you might have someone you can't beat in that pool. It's not that. It's like I feel like you, as long as you just don't lose, you will, or lose just once, you will still be in the tournament just like in a regular bracket. So when you are losing, when you've lost twice, you have been given an extra chance in a sense. So I think it's obvious that we then need to have some sort of way to call, because if multiple people can have 2 losses, right? So,
Yes.
Yeah, but in a regular tournament, if you have 2 losses, you're out. So the pools will make it less based on matchup who you run into, and more based on like who is the better players in this group, in my opinion.
Yeah, it only really matters, obviously, once all the matches have been played. But personally, I would rather play out the match with someone else rather than have them compare the points me and that person have made. I would rather play another set against that person. But understand, of course, if there's time constraints, even though it's somehow a week-long event, I would personally rather play the match out against the other person rather than be sitting in the crowd watching the match. Oh no, he won a round, and then you're out of Capcom Cup.
No, you won a round.
Okay, no, he's got his valid point. And he's made his point there. We could definitely continue this soon. Do not worry about that. Right, so we have got to go to break. But I've got one more question for you guys before we cut to break. Get these guys ready. So I like asking this question. I can't remember if I asked Hurricane's question before, but I'm going to get Citizen's opinion on this first, because he might surprise me, he might not. Citizen, at this point in time, who do you think is the best character in Street Fighter 5? Surprise me.
It's between 3 characters, and I don't necessarily think one's better than the others.
Give me the 3 then. I won't be surprised, but
so I'll get the obvious 2 out of the way. It's obviously Dalsum and Luke.
Okay.
But Cody is just as strong as Luke.
Oh, okay. You
Definitely.
have okay. No, you have surprised me. My ears are open. Why have you put Cody top 3?
Because he has just as many advantages in the neutral as Luke, as Dalsum. People complain about top 5, top 10, top 15. There's a lot of characters people complain about in this game. You rarely see people complain about Cody, but if you get hit by one random level 2 EX blind going neutral, you lose 40%, you're in the corner, you have to take the throw or you die, by the way. And then, of course, that's not even mentioning the V system. Cody probably has the most fleshed out, overall strongest V system in the game. Ooh. He has the best V skill in the game, easily. Both his V triggers are really strong. He has the knife, which is obviously the most optimal. But if you feel like doing the command grabs, you obviously have the pipe too. The character has pretty much everything. You have fireballs, you have anti-fireball, you have really great neutral, you've got damage, you've got stun. He's got the life, he's got the anti-air.
So he can do your laundry, he can pay your taxes, he can wash your dishes, and then some.
I mean, if you play Cody, you don't really need other characters.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, because you said he has the best V skill in the game. You're talking about V skill 2, right?
The dodge, the spot dodge.
Why do you think V skill 2 is the best V skill in the game?
So obviously the main utility is versus fireballs. Yeah. Someone does a fireball in V skill range. It's because it's a V skill 2. It's one button, so that's a one button reaction.
Okay.
A lot of people complain about Falk having a one button DP because you can hit one button on reaction to things. Cody does the same thing. It goes for fireballs, and at the range where it does go for fireballs, it's also impossible to punish.
Okay. No,
and also when he whiffs the V skill, you have to either predict that he's going to cancel into the follow up, or you have to assume that he's not going to cancel into the follow up and punish. So even after he whiffs the V skill in neutral, there's sort of an extra layer to it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right.
Last point.
Go on,
before
please.
I complain anymore. Another big strength of it is that he can do the thing on block, which means that he can do V skill, spot dodge into the follow up, build V trigger activation, and tease plus frames from the V skill. So it's also a
mix up opportunity.
A really strong activation in neutral.
Wow, damn! He ripped the dossier on Cody's V skill then and there. No, the reason I said you surprised me is no one said he was top 3. They put him in the top 5. No one's put him in the top 3. So it's very interesting that you listed those things out. You
Yeah,
are not
I
wrong.
think he would be top 5 if it weren't for people still blaming characters like Poison, whoever else there are. But there's definitely characters in the game at this point who are way stronger than the likes of Poison. But people still put Poison in their top 3. To me, Poison's barely top 10 this season. I would say.
Wow,
it's
that's not even that's not even a hot take. That's a gas mark at the maximum oven take. Like,
well, I mean, why do people still think Poison is top 3? Because every time someone says Poison's top tier, they never really explain why they think the character is top tier.
Do you know what? I like you already. No, he's not lying. No one ever outside of 2 people, no one's really explained it. They said top 3, and it's like, okay, because your character can't be, is that right? And they said, well, that's it. We call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to compare the likes of Cody to Poison, compare EX Bingo to EX Heart Raids.
Okay, no, point proven. Well, I try to argue that point, but I can hit you half screen, and then we just end the argument there, and we just move on. That's what most people think. But you know what? I can have this conversation with you all the time, a long time. Hurricane, what about you? Who do you think the best character in the game? Do you think it's Cody? Do you think it's Luke? Are you with Veggey and still with Dalsim? Who do you think it is?
I can't put Dalsim number 1. No way. Nah. It's still gonna be Luke.
Okay.
I just can't take it. Yeah. The character is just too strong.
Now, all right, Hurricane, let me ask you this. Do you put him as number 1 over Dalsim because of he's easier to master than Dalsim, or another reason?
He's easier to master than Dalsim for sure, but the tools, it's just the tools. Like literally, you can't tell me like a single matchup that Luke is losing like consistently. I can tell you, Dalsim, if he plays a Cammy who is on his day, I don't think he's gonna boot off the game anytime again.
Or Balrog as well.
Listen, Balrog, Cammy. Yeah, that's some matchups that seem like he's really struggling with. But Luke, listen, he can destroy literally everyone in the game. I think the hardest matchup for Luke is Luke.
I think Luke loses to Falk. What do you think, Citizen?
No. I've seen that's something that Luke players are saying. He definitely does not lose that matchup. I would say it's 5-5 though.
I can take that. I can definitely take that. Listen, 5-5's not a bad matchup. You just got to come with the strategy, mate. That's all it is.
That looks like 7-3.
Wow.
I'd make it look like 7-3 maybe.
It looks like 7-3 for people who just don't know the matchup.
Yeah.
But
You can say that about any.
Yeah. But once you see 2 players who knows what they're doing, it's quite different.
Okay, no, true. All right, listen, we can get in this matchup conversation soon. I've got to cut it short because I don't want to make sure the voice of reason is annoyed. But yes, right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take 5 minutes. When we come back, we're going to have Citizen and Hurricane in this lobby for that first 10. So I hope you got your snacks ready and your drinks. When we come back, we're going to have some Street 5 action ready for you. See you soon.
Space-time distortions. They're still puking out dinosaurs all over the planet.
So, Bikitoa Island's been sealed up for 3 years, and Ibius won't own up to Leviathan's malfunction?
Can you address the reports of exofighter patrols on the island?
Reports of exofighter patrols are simply untrue. Ibius is committing all possible resources to the investigation.
Exercise results logged. Sunsetting temporal instance.
Come on back. Drinks all we need.
There are hundreds of exofighters running around out there. Everyone's armed, and nobody knows what'll happen next. 1 minute, they could be helping you. The next minute, they're shooting you in the back.
You need to keep fighting until we can figure out how to destroy the Leviathan. It's trying to build stronger exosuits, so it's pulling any exofighter in that hold back in time for these bloody war games.
Like it or not, the exosuits keep it is alive out there.
But the more we use it, the more it helps Leviathan.
Well, that's not an option.
one way or another.
Valued team members, prepare for dimensional integration in 10 minutes.
You stay alive, man. Only you.
If you give an AI like Leviathan the directive, improve our exosuits, it has to complete it. It doesn't matter whether that takes 100 tries, million, all for the perfect suit.
More than that.
But at least do me the courtesy of looking me in the face whilst you do it.
Okay, pinky, forefinger, back to middle, full wrist articulation. Then we do it in reverse. Begin.
What the hell are you guys doing?
It's a secret robot handshake.
Good morning, Victoria.
Takahashi Hikaru です。よろしくお願いします。さあ、どっちが勝つんでしょうか。心理戦にも注目していきたいです。いいのが入りましたね、今。いいよいいよ。いやー、頑張れ。なんかこっちが緊張する。いやー、ここ気が抜けないですね。出た SL 技。おお、しっかり倒しきりましたね。どっちが勝つのこれ。いやもう頑張って。うわ、これは痛い。いいんじゃないですかこれ。いけそうですよ。この場面でいい感じに溜まっております。ゲージがなんかもうすごいことになってるよ。うわー、決まっちゃいましたね。最高の試合でした。いやもう2人とも天才すぎ。お疲れ。
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Hurricane and Citizen. If you are just joining us, you have not missed anything yet. The first of 10 is about to go underway, but before that, I must do my due diligence. I must do this and make sure the people upstairs are happy. Do not forget, there is a competition happening today. You can win yourselves an entire EPOS gaming setup. You can see all the image there, always on your screen. Perfect. You have about I'd probably say a minute, 2 minutes to head on over to Capcom Fighters on Twitter, and you got to predict the scoreline of this first attempt between Hurricane and Citizen. For example, you can go, Citizen's going to win 10-8. If you guess 10-8, then we get to pick you. If several people have guessed the same scoreline, or it's going to be one of my little helpers in the back that's going to decide who's going to win that. But yes, it's going to be like that. If nobody guesses the scoreline correctly, we're going to pick the winner that is closest, or the person that was closest to the end of this scoreline, of course. So that is what is looking like there. Again, head on over to the Twitter account at Capcom Fighters. Find the tweet that talks about the EPOS competition, and you could win yourself a gaming headset. So you've got limited time. I'll probably say about maybe under a minute left, but we are going to get underway with this set because it is going to be Hurricane going up against Citizen in this first to 10. It's going to be good. It's been a little while since we've done this, commentating some games. I've been on and off about commentating because I've been watching some SF5 as well as watching beta matches of SF6. But hey, I'm always down to watch a good elongated set of SF5. So let's get this underway. You guys excited for this?
I'm really excited, and also I'm just happy to be back with you guys. You guys rock.
Wow, that touched my heart. That was so. I love that. That was deep. I like that.
I feel like Jammerz is just playing games right now. But
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't actually feel that.
Okay, I'm just trying to be funny anyway. But you know what? I feel that I don't know what to expect about this matchup, but that's why I'm really excited to see, because I have no idea if it's going to be a blow up on either side or if it's going to be a really tight set. And you know, we like the tight sets that ends at 9-9, one game each, one round each. That is my favorite kind of ending. So let's see. And now I feel like I'm forced to also say it, but I do mean it. I've also missed you too, both of you.
All right, so
and the guys in the back.
Let's see how this goes. Hurricane has played this matchup with Forfields numerous times. Citizen, again, I think he's a player that's been slept on. He's got the skill, so I'm hoping he can showcase this to all of you guys who have not seen him at home and show you how much of knowledge, or wealth of knowledge, he has in this game. First to 10, the Guardian Hawk going up against the Delta Red member. One of them's coming back in the next game. We don't know about the other one.
Let's see who's going to take flight.
And I'll tell you what, right? I think anyone
said that both. I'm sorry, Jammerz.
Legit. Anyone can say this, right? Because it's a case where Citizen, if you haven't played him, he will take advantage. And like you said, it was a very interesting angle. That he said there's a mixture of Elaine and Rufus in there because he played this character in SF4, and he will jump if he feels that his character's losing on the ground and there's still an established mix-up that you have to respect. He's already trapped in the corner.
Ooh. To fight out though.
Nice punish there.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a punish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just like it.
That's really good to see. Yeah.
Well, remember, it's -10 and the crouch fist is 9 frames, right?
True.
So you got to be within a range. Okay, jump back, hard kick, and then the counter. That's big.
Yeah, I remember we saw that quite a few times in the last set as well, with that jump heavy kick and then the juggle. So that's interesting to see. It's nice to see that Citizen has that in his game plan as well. He has the anti-air for a jump dive kick as well. Just has to have the spacing correctly. Can't control how. I think Hurricane's gonna surprise.
Oh,
there it is.
What an angle jump there. He went at cross-up range and he didn't do anything there. And Citizen, probably because the mental stack was too high, he had to do EX Psycho Schneider, and it moves you forward. It's not exactly vertical.
Yeah, like we talked about before the whole matchup in the interview phase, I can definitely understand why Falk players think this is more challenging than other matchups, because Cammy can definitely change her air approach.
100%.
Oh, nice V-skill, I like it.
Hurricane is really proficient at using that V-skill too. I think he's like one of the first Cammies who really started utilizing that to the fullest extent.
Oh, nice. That's what he spoke about in the break room. He said that you can use EX Hooligan to get through the air fireballs, and it's just working out.
All right, game 1 goes to Hurricane there, and this is it, right? It's how interesting the aerial approach is for a lot of characters in this game. When they jump, do they come like diagonally down? Can they change their jump up? Do they plummet like Falk? Do they have a layered aerial mix-up. There's a lot of things you have to consider, and because one of the biggest, if not the biggest way of earning damage in the game is via jumping, regular jumping, but when you add different mix-ups into that, it really gets you thinking, and you'll be a deer in headlights when it comes to anti-airing.
I really like also how in the corner Hurricane was patient about using the side switch, so he first waited out for a reaction from Citizen and then went for the side switch.
Good point. No, that's actually a very good point. Good observation there, bro. I like that.
Oh, tries to get punished maybe on the landing frames. Too late on that. Nice. Was that a DP or just worked out?
That's a good question.
Throw in.
Don't know.
Tries to buffer a bit with a stand heavy punch. Can be a little bit risky though, getting crushed by the forward heavy punch from Falk. Falk trying to establish the control by neutral jumping, keeping that air approach, but there's that jumping. Nice!
He wasn't ready with the whiff punish there. Stand fierce with Citizen, but he's going to activate V-Trigger 1, going to get that knockdown off of the Psycho shot there, the mid shot.
Yeah, Citizen had the right call with the shimmy, but didn't believe it. He walked back into the throw, the late tech from Hurricane.
It's interesting.
Trigger is out though.
Yeah, this was crazy, right? Because he said, gonna do the EX Psycho mid shot there, which is interesting because when these two are in V-Trigger, when they jump, you see the defender has to respect it wholeheartedly. They have to.
It's so interesting because in this matchup it goes both ways. It's not one-sided in that regard.
Oh, meaty.
Oh, just passed through under that standing medium peak. Hurricane did say that Cammy has a better time against Falk than other characters because she is great at whipping.
That's true.
Wolf activated right now though.
Oh, trying to go for a frame trap. There is a gap when you do that target combo into the V-Trigger one shot, the mid shot there. Good jump back.
Once again, he did the exact same sequence before. Jump back roundhouse, which leaves you in a juggle state. So that is definitely something that Citizen is doing on purpose.
Dude, we got to give credit to Hurricane there. He did a projectile invincible move into the dive kick, and he got full conversion into death there. So shout out to Hurricane for getting that, having that situational awareness.
Setting up the mine. I think the mine becomes the most...
Okay,
I just want to say...
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that the mine becomes more and more dangerous when you let it linger on the screen, because you can, you become unsure about when it's gonna detonate, and obviously Falk can also manually just detonate it by interacting with it.
Okay, forward throw, and then the jump forward from Citizen. He could have got anti-air into super there from Hurricane, but I think he didn't want to get the trade. That's going to be an activation again. He needs that knockdown here.
If he can find a hit now, I think that should be lights out for Kevin.
Super, yeah, landed. Yeah, that should be dead.
Too much involved in his own game plan. It definitely is dead.
Beautiful.
I love that when someone you get comfortable, the player gets comfortable, starts setting up the gameplay, and they just unfortunately forgets that the opponent now has the tools to not even truly react, but just easily get access to the punish. Hurricane is already miles ahead right there, waiting for exactly that. Activates, punishes with a super for the game. And I feel like Citizen was in a good spot for a lot of that game, but the experienced veteran tournament veteran definitely showing some experience.
You have to remember this. What Citizen has to remember, this was a buff for Falk in the, I think it's the second last version of the game. She lands quicker from aerial shots. I think that applies regular and V-Trigger 1. So Hurricane using his super, which is like 3 frames, 4 frames anyway, that's probably the best choice to do that, and has obviously got him around. So Citizen has to definitely consider, I know he's trying to test Hurricane's anti-airs, but you've got to consider how much damage he's losing in the process.
I like the challenge from Citizen there.
Yeah.
There you go, that's what I mean. Yeah,
those neutral jumps, yeah, Hurricane is just so rare. And another one. No fly zone.
Stage front, that should be dead, that should be the character.
That was interesting.
That's dead.
I wonder what that jab was about. That was dead, then lights out.
I mean, I don't think the jab is it's not the first time I've seen Hurricane do that, so I don't know if it's like an input thing.
Well, we'll see. Citizen's got around here, uses forward fierce, and he did say, look, man, that she's got some exceptional buttons, long range. She can play late. You got to force yourself towards her. But I've seen Hurricane whiff punch this character for a couple of years now.
Big jump though.
And his timing on those forward fierces is just like he knows. It's like it's in him, and it's just like, oh, he's coming.
Oh my god!
Imagine having that whiff punch. That was beautiful. I love seeing it.
Activates the V trigger, gets a regular jump in there, but good block from Hurricane. Again, that frame trap not interrupted. He's just playing it safe. Be very incisive with that V trigger 1 with Citizen.
And also it's
last time.
Yeah, and it's also Cammy's health pool, so like even all these little sequences with the V-trigger do significant damage to her.
He didn't want to convert into EX there, that's the punish! Oh, he wanted the full thing there, Hurricane. He tried to go for a shimmy and said he can't jump. You cannot jump, otherwise you've lost.
Yeah.
I think even the super will catch him if he jumps. Ooh.
Jumping.
No, he does the fight!
EX, I like it, but it's still not enough. I mean, any hit from Hurricane is the round.
No, she'll still be alive. Unless that's a cannon hit super, I think she'll still be alive.
Here it comes.
Wow, he's
a bit of stagger here.
The whip punish too far. The whip punish.
Oh my god.
He can only, do you know what? He can only...
He's just waiting. There you go. Is it gonna hit? No, it's not gonna hit.
That's the wrong version.
He did the wrong version. I think he went for the medium. If he done a heavy version, that probably would have caught Citizen. Citizen's heart was probably in his mouth at that time. And he escaped a KO just once, so he puts one game on the board there. Well, hey, do you know what? We've seen that situation. So hopefully, because again, there's a lot of situations where Cammy doesn't have to spend her bar. She can conserve it for super, and that changes the matchup entirely. So Citizen doesn't want to keep putting himself in these dangerous situations that are detrimental to him. He just wants to play like this. Yeah, good start right now. Doing medium kick into Psycho Kugel, gets that conversion.
I've seen enough of Hurricane in the set already that I think he's gonna take that super into account later on in the set already.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
He's one of those players. He's just built different. Oh, wow, it's beautiful. I mean, I want to say that a lot of people talk about Cammy's normals, but a lot of Cammy players can't utilize them to the full extent like Hurricane does.
And that would punish it's like such a great tool to have against a character like
6 frame heavy, 6 frame heavy, baby.
We're really good at hitbox, and it's really great at converting in these ranges. And I mean, it just gave Hurricane that first round 2 big whip punishes with that fierce.
Well,
I love that side switch.
You do have to remember, good V shift. He got a jab punish instead. He might have been able to get a medium, but he wasn't confident in that, so he went for his fastest normal instead there, Citizen. He's just going to block it out here. Watch out for the jump soon. Activate instead.
I do like how Citizen has used the V-trigger. I think he's gotten a lot out of it.
Not as much as I'd want to see, but then he gets shimmied with the low forward into CA, and it's going to put 3-1 to Hurricane on the boards. Damn, he catches everyone.
One shimmy, yeah, I like it.
He catches everyone. And I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say this real quick, right? I think you're gonna see that tactic there. You're gonna see that a lot more in Street Fighter 6 because there's more throw recovery. I think you're going to see that a lot more.
True.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
You're going to see a forward dash, back dash. Someone's going to tech, and there's more recovery.
So he's already innovating. Looking into the future.
These guys are just preparing in their own way. 3-1 on the board. Let's see what Citizen's got to answer.
Oh, very early anti-air. Super ready for that jump. Whatever you do, you are getting hit out of the air.
That was a warning shot.
Yes, it definitely was.
Okay, nice conversion.
Shout out to Just a Kid for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you very much for sending the viewers over here. And he knew the throw was coming there, Hurricane. Good delay.
Oh, the EXD.
Oh, good. I like that meaty.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh.
Yeah, I like that meaty
Setting
Psycho
up
Jaeger.
the landing. Like a true pilot.
Oh, it's just not ready. I mean, Hurricane just not believing that he would be that ready this time. Just checking again with the early dive kick. And Citizen's cornered, half-life.
Execution error.
Oh, no DP from Hurricane. I'm surprised because the neutral jumps haven't worked in Citizen's favor.
I'm surprised he's consistently going for the jump roundhouse on jump back because that's got a fair bit of startup to it, and it works out here. Can you get a meeting?
But he's definitely banking on the fact that it's setting up the juggle.
Yeah, he wants Hurricane to jump forward at a certain angle because, again, that hasn't got a huge hitbox, but the conversion rate of it is fantastic. And he can do crouch media kick into CA if he gets this, but he might need a safer conversion instead.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's dead. Yeah, that's dead. That's a trap.
Yeah, that was a trap. Waiting for that follow through jump.
And even if Cammy can change or alter her direction in the air, that there's no way she could have escaped that situation because that super hits directly upwards.
So for those of you who don't know, like we said before, Falk can land a lot faster from a shot. So if she does a jump back, then delays the shot, and you react as the shot's coming out and you jump over, it's basically a fireball trap. But not sure if that's only exclusive to SCA. I'm not sure that's only exclusive. We've seen it with the CA because that's what you needed there in that round. Fantastic end there for Citizen.
We
But
could ask that.
But I love that this is 3 rounds straight with the same opening, and twice it's worked out for Hurricane. And Citizen has tried to counter it with a DP, but he wasn't as ready as the first time, and Hurricane's just like, you're not going to be ready for this every time. I'm going to keep starting. until
good
you
block,
do
that's
something
stunned,
else."
that's stunned. He could have got more damage if Falk, Falk doesn't kill here. I think he could have killed Cammy.
Oh, he dropped. I would have loved to see how much damage, or if it would have killed.
Because he went for a crush counter instead. He could have got stand hard punch and got non-crush counter scaling, but he got the round anyway. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. We move on.
Yeah. I like how Citizen is, even though Hurricane has the V-Trigger ready to activate, he doesn't
That is
just
so cheap. Can we just take a moment and admit that is so cheap?
That is a very good move, yes.
That is a very nice way to put it.
I'm just saying, it's a very good move. It hits right under.
It's a very good move.
Okay, watch out.
Oh, Hurricane's already seen those 2 fierces in a row. Tries to jump it this time, just not in time.
That's what that works out for Citizen. That did work out for Citizen.
You see the pump of the DP, just not in time.
He still has some juice left on the V-Trigger. Oh, there you go. Once again, the jump around the roundhouse has worked in so good way for Citizen.
Oh, if he blocks that, that would have been the round. But Hurricane still has a chance to win.
And he's close to
Hurricane's backing off. Yeah, you can see that. He backed it off because he has the super. He can punish literally anything.
Yeah, if he does backdash CA, then he could do that. He had
you
to
breathe, I'm gonna punish you.
That was smart.
That was smart.
Cool. Good stuff there. Citizen equalizing it, so it is 3 apiece here. That was very dangerous because if he didn't have that V-trigger, that forward hard punch would have been punished. Guaranteed. So it's where you got to be very careful in certain situations because there are a lot of moves, not just buttons. There are a lot of moves in the game Cammy can punish with the CA, and if you don't have a way to make it safe in that moment, especially when your health gauge is on the line, big mistake, buddy. But it's 3 apiece. Let's continue.
Tough luck.
Oh, not ready to punish. And
I love that.
As an anti, just catches anything, covers anything in that range. Beautiful stuff from Citizen.
We punish.
I think you can see or like tell a lot about a Falk player about how they use their psycho mind because it's such a creative tool.
Okay, yeah, because it allows that freedom of expression.
Yeah,
allows you to fly around the screen as Citizen likes to do. Like he did say it. So. All right, goes to the throw.
Twice now.
Jump back.
Tries to get into the air. But now he's in a great position to get out. Just waiting for the back jump. Seen it earlier, just ready to punish our reaction. Citizen back in the corner. Like a hit and a half away from dying, and he thinks it hit.
Yeah, he's just blocking. He's respecting the V-trigger 1 here, and that is not a conversion. If he went for the mid shot, that would have been better. He probably wasn't. He's been chipping.
Chipping with the shots here. Oh, and he took the bait.
I feel it. I feel it.
Line sinker.
I think Hurricane probably could have won the rounds by going for heavy DP, and it probably would have connected, or probably would have killed. It would have had the damage there, but he went for a reset instead. He got the round again. I'm just theorizing as these guys win the round. So
Yeah. And you know, he's not playing as much these days, so it might just be harder to allocate muscle memory for the kills. Nice usage of. He's just used every move that he can to get around that air fireball. So beautiful. The EX spiral arrow, the EX the jump air to air, the heavy DP.
Well, I mean, we've said this on the show before, right? I just like how people are spending their meter in this late stage of the game, mixing with their CA and their EX moves. I really like what they've done with this. Interruption.
Nice interruption.
Another interruption.
More risky, but equally nice interruption.
Meaty. Okay.
Oh.
If that was a standard...
That was definitely a punish. No way. Take flight with Citizen right now.
Wow.
I think that Hurricane expected him to think maybe the DP was coming in that meaty, and he was just gonna walk up for a throw, but Citizen just taking the frames back.
Yeah, hey, listen, man, you got to be taking those frame backs and knowing to challenge this game. It's all about the jab over the throw tech these days.
Yeah, and feeling the shift. Oh, nice air. Get off me, says Citizen.
Okay, jumped and another jump in, being very persistent with them. The stun's racking up here. Hurricane, are you going to escape? He's just going to hold it until he can activate his trigger, and he couldn't.
Oh, and the EX hooligan.
Now you might be dead. That might be a full. Yeah, I think Cammy's done. No. EX.
That's so good. Yo, no, not quite. Yo, doesn't matter.
Now, I'm gonna be picky here because I don't know when the mine popped. I don't know if he could have done EX catapult, then done the shot, and then got the juggle, or was that the optimal follow-up? Because we've seen some long, extensive combos from 4 fields. I think that was a slightly different route than what I'm used to seeing. However, he got the rounds.
Yeah, that was a hard round to lose. But if there's anyone that can bring back around like that, that's definitely Hurricane, because that's something we've seen over the years.
Oh, I love how he's placing the mine right on top of Hurricane.
But that's interesting though, because he placed the mine there, went for a throw and it techs. Now, if you do that with Rose and her V skill 2, it disappears. I don't know why that doesn't. I don't know why that doesn't disappear with Falcon.
Definitely some psycho privilege.
I mean, Rose did deviate from a psycho character, so.
But that's so.
Well, anyway. Right, straight to the corner.
Completely.
Throw will do it.
I mean, yeah, throw will do it. And he gets a 3. Just gotta make it happen. Gotta make it count. But Hurricane with 2 V reversals or an activation or 4 V shifts even, or more than that.
He could jump, yeah, and then you lose. Yeah.
It's such a strong spot to be in, I think, for Cammy. When that activation would kill whatever Citizen does, just to chill out and wait for that person to do it.
Oh, wow, just completely passed under. That was so slick from Hurricane.
Straight to the corner, try to jump out there, Citizen. I wouldn't risk a reversal if I were you. Not stunned yet.
Down. Knows that Citizen's definitely gonna be afraid there.
He tried to do super, he tried to do super, did build the bar in time. Don't worry about that. But he will build it off of this. If Citizen can't make the comeback here, it almost looks insurmountable, but
it's so rough.
But Citizen just spent his escape from
the ricochet.
So Hurricane just needs to be a little bit patient, and he will get it.
He used a meter.
This defensive sequence.
It's actually a fight. Yeah.
Now it's actually a fight. Oh, there it is, though.
Now,
MVP is surprisingly well to deal with like air mix-ups from Cammy.
No, it's
for Cammy, I mean.
It's pretty consistent, but I reckon. What did Citizen do there? Did he just went straight for air down medium kick?
Straight down, yeah, straight down.
I wonder if that was a very interesting, because that looked wider than normal. The hitbox hurtbox interaction with those two moves. That didn't look like he would do anything. But if he did an empty jump, then he would have lost anyway because you jumped into the DP. So.
Yeah, and that would take more time. So
yeah,
for sure. He kind of was looking rough at that point.
Hurricane getting a dash in with the throw.
Try to punish. Yeah, he tried to punish with the light one. You can punish, but the angle, especially at that range, can be misleading. It's pretty tight, so.
Seems pretty specific, yeah.
I wonder if Citizen's gonna start checking these surprise dashes in the block strings for the throws.
That was so good, sliding under the projectile once again. Hurricane has been doing that.
Oh, went behind. Yeah, classic Cammy. No stun.
Classic Cammy. Oh, I don't care about your plus for TX. This is rough though, but fine. That was a decent hit.
Oh, what a bait! And he's gonna go for the round. That's gonna be the stun, and that's the round.
Go up it.
What a bait.
Building the meter as well.
What a bait.
Combo.
Do you know what?
I love those combos. They're so sick.
That takes a lot of discipline, what Citizen did there. You basically got no health, you have to bait, and you could have lost to a throw. You could have lost to a throw there. Damn.
The fear was real.
I really like how you tried a regular or a deep before the dive kick, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna show you the EX then.
Nice interruption by Hurricane. It's like you're not lining any mines.
There we go, pressure being applied here, trying to do the air-to-air, and gets hit with the EX cannon spike, and he's panicking.
Yeah. He had already committed to interrupting so hard, he tried to interrupt twice while Hurricane was in the air.
Wow, these guys are keeping it close, fighting tooth and nail to just keep it equal. That's crazy.
Definitely Citizen getting to show why we're speaking so much of his skill.
I love that.
Bait. There's the bait. One too many.
I think Hurricane could have gone for... Okay, he got his punish.
Pressure still going on. Nice feature.
Nice delay!
Still put back into the corner.
Watch out for the jump. He's coming again. And he knows it.
When a super, like a good jump in or a good conversion.
It's such a jailing option because you have to be so careful about what you do.
Oh, that's going to be big, and he couldn't get his reversal into the CA, but if he can close out this round, this could be his, and he tried it. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Nah, he just committed.
Did he overcommit?
No, he just committed. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have just overcommitted. And he gets out.
He's gonna get out.
No, Citizen has the shot, just needs to slow down, but that's hard because Hurricane can explode at any moment, like trying to get that one hit.
But it's still a
No
game.
bar, yeah, no bar. Oh,
Still a game.
what's it gonna be?
No,
Done it again.
Yeah.
Done it
Okay,
again.
just so patiently waiting to use that heavy DP there. Almost pumping it already as he was running
Do you
towards
think-
Citizen.
Do you think Hurricane got a little impatient at the end, using that meter,
No, because
setting himself up in the corner?
like the thing is with the situation when he does the forward dash, back dash, slow forward, whatever, it's half the time you just commit to the situation anyway.
You was getting too hyped in the background there.
Yeah, someone got too hyped and my picture fell down. My picture just fell down.
Oh, nice bait with the empty jump.
I like that Richard caught that on camera too.
Yeah, that was so
That
good.
was really Yo, that is so good. That is such a good move.
Alright, that's going to be the round there for Citizen.
What a sequence of events.
That's crazy. Oh, do you think it was because of the EX Psycho shot that the picture fell off behind me?
I think so.
Yeah,
There's
I
a lot
think
of,
so. Yeah.
There's a lot of bass on that.
She
Yeah.
sniped it. She sniped it.
Good punish
There's
again.
a lot of like impact sound on that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Maybe it was a Psycho Mind
No, I'd say it was the EX shot.
that would just
Oh, he's trying to go for the air grab. Hurricane's feeding himself.
that was synchronized landing.
Oh, but this is where Hurricane shines. You rarely get out alive in the corner.
I like the air throw attempt from Citizen.
That's stun.
Wow. Didn't help him though.
Oh, that was a
That was
reset.
such great calculation. Yeah, reset into the stun.
Yeah, I thought that was a combo.
calculation.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's always so anticlimactic. It's like, oh, I get a back throw. No, crouch.
Crazy stuff indeed. And it goes for a trade with the mediums, and he tried to throw out the stand hard punch there. He hasn't really converted from that Citizen in this set thus far. It's been mainly the jumps and the lights. He's been really utilizing most of the tool set here.
And I like how Hurricane has been using every special and normal and jump to get around the air game of Falk.
Yeah, I
I
remember
think
he's
he's used every
very
air to
good.
air as well. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, got a block. There's a punish as well. Sends a full screen, puts out the mine. Nice conversion.
There it is.
Could have got more if he was ready, but
even if you dash, if you jump, if you die, it doesn't matter. If you do something when this explosion is coming, you're definitely getting hit.
I mean, there was a funny clip just recently about the Psycho Mine detonating. Like, it's such a deceiving hitbox.
reaction, and he woke up with Sand Fist, and that should have been a safe hooligan dive kick, but
Yeah, shout outs to Pokey for that.
too far. Okay, yeah, there's just that range, that awkward, finicky range where if you do commit to the move for the punish, it might not get it. And then again, you're going to be minus double digits, and your opponent gets a free big damaging combo. So that's exactly what happened there with Citizen punishing Hurricane's, or Cammy's EX Spiral Arrow, I should say. These guys are still, they're keeping it tight. They're keeping it tight. I like it.
Round one. Fight.
5-5 for a close set, I think.
I think it's like what I like about sets like these is when you think one guy's going to run away with it, like the other guy just goes, or the opponent just goes, no, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Dude, that jump back roundhouse seems like such a good option, right? Like, Citizen makes it look so good against Cammy.
I think
he's super consistent.
Air move. Yeah.
Let me find out. Let me do it.
I think it's really fast for a heavy in the air. It's
Yeah.
a super strong option.
Well, you don't really hear people talking about start up on jump-ins though, because it's just you just jump in and then get your combo.
Yeah, exactly.
A jump is a jump, you know?
Jump hard
That's
kick
what
is
people
7 frames.
7!
That's really good.
Yeah, I think Birdie's jump light is like 8 frames.
Wow. How about that? Maybe this character wasn't spoken about enough.
7 frame air to it, that's so strong.
And the huge conversion from it as well.
There you go.
Oh boy, it happened
Once
again!
again! That has happened at least 3 times.
Oh, Hurricane
Come on,
can't, yeah.
it's so strong.
Back to neutral, he's got to wait for his stun to go down, but Hurricane's taking the fight to him.
I was so sure that landmine was gonna hit because it's such a, like, the delay on the detonation is crazy.
Oh, he's
There's so
started
many
off
mind
time.
games with that, the neutral jump from Citizen.
Mind
going on.
games?
Yeah, there definitely is so
Wow,
many mind games
nice.
on that. Like neutral jump, nothing to beat the spiral arrow, which would beat the down medium kick. So much going on that's just out of reach. if you're not playing the match yourself, but it's just like adaptations everywhere.
Such nice basic from Citizen.
Interesting. He went for damage into EX Psycho Schneider instead of sending him full screen and setting up the mine. I'm not sure about that, but he's got a life lead here and he can work with it. Try to anti-air, but he hesitated. Hesitation does, unfortunately, good air-to-air with the jump light kick.
Gotta give a shout out to Citizen for using almost every jumping normal as well.
No, this goes back to what Veggey was saying, right? And Citizen said this as well. He's just trying to show you what Falk excels at when it comes to aerial mobility. It keeps anybody on their toes.
Aerial control, exactly.
Over there. And actually gets that jumping.
No, it's too late. Oh, it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. He's gonna lose the round because of it. No, he went in the wrong combo.
Where's the EX shot?
No, because he didn't. No, he's in V-trigger. He done something else.
Oh, you can't do that. Okay.
I thought he was gonna do medium punch, medium kick into EX catapult, and then continue from there. But I think he already committed to the V-trigger follow-up, and he thought he had some left. He probably just had a miscalculation on the V gauge. Went like that, but still got the round anyway. Regardless, I like this. We're like, no, you could have got the round anyway, but.
That's the thing. It's so easy to be like, oh no, you could have done this. Yeah.
There's plenty.
Hey, listen, man. These guys are keeping it as entertaining as ever. Staying in this dogfight.
Love it.
I like this rally of adaptation. Alright, there we go. Gets the conversion to Psycho Schneider again.
Nice over here. Which is like half the game is played to how they should counter each other in that air approach, and the other half is on the ground. It's just a very interesting and beautiful, different kind of matchup.
Footsies, flight seas.
Dude, like, do you know who's probably one of the most consistent characters to keep up with this? Like, in my opinion, I say Throw gonna get the Oki as well, but he went for a jump instead. Probably Balrog. Probably Balrog can keep up with this.
Yeah.
Because the shots can annoy him, but like, Balrog's got enough of a deterrent on the ground to stop you from doing all of this.
Yeah. Balrog has a good matchup against Falk.
Of course. So does Cammy, according to the books. Nice medium kick, poking away, being incessant with that. And the thing is,
and just does not try to challenge it again. Gets back in with the EX again. Take this. Nice check with a stand light kick. So afraid of the jump, not ready to check the dash. There's so much going on from both sides. You just need to be like one step ahead to be the one that can check it.
One step? More like 5.
10 steps maybe. Yeah, that's a great point, Jammerz. Can
you even talk about steps when they're flying?
That's true.
Yeah, you can take air steps. Really? I mean, or does a double jump. Colleen has an icicle stamp. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Oi! It's the
Final round.
All right, here we go. Get the final round of this game, and Citizen has the meteor advantage here. Oh, that could have been very unfortunate for either player.
It's a really big break for Citizen to make it a 2-game lead. I think in that case, I mean, it's a big round.
And that's when Jammerz has said it always looks like one is running away, but the other just comes back on it. That's what's happening right now.
That V skill in Hurricane's hands is so good.
Hang on a minute, because if Citizen... Wow, I was about to say if Citizen jumps, he could be in trouble, but he got away scot-free in that moment, and Hurricane's going to spend it, and that could be close to getting the round there. Very close. Throw?
Not enough.
Throw!
You see me?
And Hurricane just waited. Oh my word. Now, that's interesting, because I feel in that situation, we might have to ask about that, because Hurricane must have knew if you do the, I think that's the light spiral arrow that is the frame kill that puts you in throw distance, but you can't get thrown. And I like situations like that where you just wait there and they're just going to panic, but someone was going to throw because of that situation. That was insane. Good stuff there to Hurricane.
Came up to his face like, what's up, throw me.
Nice punish, and the chase down is just all Hurricane now.
Oh wow, what a strong momentum carrying from the end of the round. Look at this.
Everything's working out, and he gets another throw from the stand like a crouching light.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Yeah,
is that gonna be another perfect?
Yeah, that's it. That's another perfect consecutive. No, not quite.
No. Hold that thought.
It's a perfect. Now for the comeback.
No, it's a moral victory for Citizen. It's a moral victory for Citizen.
This is such a classical situation. Everyone just wants to like you want the comebacks. You need to start with something, and it's so common that you get.
Oh, it missed. It actually missed.
Oh, rare footage of that actually missing.
Yeah.
After like 4 or 5 attempts.
Write that down.
So hey Capcom, you might need to do one more balance patch for Street Fighter 6 drops. Just get that to work.
Hot from the press. EX shot from the air, missed.
Oh, again, back medium punch and he V-shifts away.
One of the best entire room. Land on it, but
that's going to be stunned if he wants to. Oh no, okay. Punish. Back throw. He's got to be careful of V-shift here, Citizen. Citizen's got to be careful of doing V-shift here. He has to block it. He's going to hold it.
Oh, no back throw though.
Yeah, I was.
Just holding it out there.
Citizen.
Now
has to be so careful about the super. I can't believe he just shot.
I think that's hard to react to because he's not sure if he's just going to crouch.
Wow, nice.
It shouldn't really catch many people off guard these days. Just crouching and then going for the charge shot. But I do understand what you mean, like the super. But maybe Hurricane was waiting for a jump.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Hurricane wasn't buffering. At least I didn't see it in that way. So
I don't think you need to buffer in that situation. I think you can react to the low shot with the super.
I mean, Hurricane could. I couldn't.
Well, let's not get into that. But forward
Nice
throw again.
buffer. Yeah, it's made a minute.
Oh,
perfect
because he
jump
could commit to
timing.
crouch fierce. I mean, Citizen can go for another jump if he thinks Hurricane's going to try and activate again, but if he's going to do that.
Well, no, these are one of those situations I just want to get to the middle of the screen so I don't get looped.
I'm smelling I'm smelling a jump back roundhouse from Citizen any moment.
He tried, and he's looking to do it again, but Hurricane might pile on the throws. And there's a dive kick. That is going to be a lot of damage. I know you're a big girl, but you might be done. There you go.
There it is. Picture perfect.
Oh, that did about 40, yeah, just about, below 40%, maybe just over 40% there. But again, the abundance of damage came through, and I tell you what, we've seen this matchup more in the air than on the ground. Do you know? I might as well. I should have picked the plane stage, the flipping the Rashid stage. I forgot what it's called.
You're a bold one for that.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna find the air, might as well get a fitting environment, don't you think?
That's the Falk Airlines.
I think so. Hey, listen. Could be the Cammy Airlines. I wonder which gives better. I wonder who.
Delta Airlines.
Listen,
Yo.
I wonder which gives better plane food. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true.
That's a big deal.
I'm gonna say with the EX Psycho shot, I think they have the failsafe. You know,
maybe
they have that on hold.
Nice stand light kick there to stop the dive kick. It's not going to deter Hurricane though. He's going to come back in shortly. There you go. He tried to jump again.
Nice.
Wow, nice DP.
The options are just like rotating on both sides and just trying to keep off this beautiful show of air seas.
No, it was flight seas.
Oh, okay. He's way further out than normal trying to get that whip punish, but he makes amends with that dive kick combo. Straight to the corner, and then gets a regular throw there. Hurricane going to activate here. Just shimmy. Are we looking at stun? Not quite. Guess we're stunned.
Anything now though. Oh, night speed and night patience from Citizen just can't keep him out long enough.
Watch out for the V-reversal.
Yeah, and has
and the stand.
Okay, Hurricane pressed the button. I'm not sure what button it was though. Not sure what he was looking for, but we'll see if Citizen can make it 7 apiece, and the EX Spiraler doesn't punish again. Again, slight miscalculation in the spacing. Luckily, Citizen wasn't ready that time.
Or, you know, super early. Yeah, he was super ready for that.
What a whip punish again.
Once again hitting that hooligan.
Yeah, Citizen wants to block the hooligan standing for those, but I think maybe at some point it's just better to take those minus frames.
Nice trade, we'll take it, it's fine. We'll take that any day of the week.
Psycho insurance.
Nice interruption there. That was the projectile invincible move. We're looking at a dead character, but he didn't commit into the CA, and he's... I don't know, man.
What's gonna happen?
I don't know, man. I think he's... Has he squandered it? Oh, no!
Another one!
Mate, this is hot. This is hot linguine, cuz. Like, what is this? What was that? Oh man, that was unfortunate.
That was crazy.
That was hot linguine.
That was balls to the walls for sure.
And now it's Hurricane again.
And do you know what's crazy? Do you know if Cammy couldn't V-trigger activate with EX Spiraler, that round would have been done? All right, full screen.
shot.
Nice. It's just like it's switching so fast. Just gotta be ready to keep up.
Now Hurricane will burn this. I lied.
That's a lot of damage.
Hurricane's not going to
be
be
okay as well.
Another minute. Yeah, got him.
Nice interruption with the super.
And the right version as well.
All right, there we go.
Now, though, I'm going to see DP again.
No, we're going to get him. He did. He did the dip. And you know what's insane about that? It wasn't the maximum damage, but it was enough to get the kill from the V-trigger cannon spike. Because again, all the Hurricane needs is for you to be put in that floating state from the V-trigger 1 spiral. And then the rest will just pan out nicely. And this is it, right? It's the aerial approach, the jumping factor for Citizen has worked to and from for him. Now, I think he's got more success out of, you know, like Veggey was saying before, alluded to before, the neutral jumps with the jump medium punch, the empty jumps, forward jumps. But when he's jumped away, it's the distance of where he's jumping away. That's been the problem for him.
And it's like Hurricane is kind of setting up the jump away because he is overwhelmed him so much. He knows he wants to try to delay jump or something to get out and just waits for it and gets that reactional punish with the activation.
So good.
Speaking of movement.
Yeah, that was true movement into the throw. The wall forward, down back, wall forward throw. So you gotta be now though. Is Hurricane finally running away?
Whoa, that was such a sick buffer.
I'm surprised Citizen's not really deterred by doing some of these Psycho Shot frame traps because Hurricane's been interrupting him with projectile invincible moves, the CA. Oh no, he's dead. Yeah, that's it.
And strike.
Oh boy, Hurricane is slowly but surely getting a, you know, a dominant control in this.
Because the thing is, at least for me, it's you can never be too deterred from being aggressive. I think there's more to consider on defense, and your option you won't always be confident in your defensive option.
Yeah,
I know she's got a one-button reversal, but you won't always be confident in doing it.
He's definitely making Citizen second guess these defensive choices.
Look, even when Citizen jumps at Hurricane, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And Hurricane started to now add in that empty jump light eye kick to bait out the DPs, something he had been doing earlier, and now that's another layer for Citizen to adapt to.
I just want to say that I want Psycho Mind to be my lawyer. Just look how deterred Cammy was from doing anything.
I mean, if Psycho Mind's got your back half the time, I'm pretty sure you can, you know?
Better call Psycho Mind.
V-reversal again, good choice there from Hurricane. He lost his trigger though, but when you V-reversal with Cammy in the corner, you can win the game from there. Damn. That was ambiguous as hell.
That was an oopsie daisy.
I mean, listen, if you can't tell what side you're on from your 50-50 situation,
that's an oopsie daisy.
Good or bad, give or take.
What an anti-air. Was that intentional to beat the empty light dive kick from outside or just happy coincidence? I want to see that again. I need to see it again to be convinced that that was actually an intentional anti-air. Okay. Good chance for Citizen to get back into it. Big damage. Gets the skill out. Surprise though. Yeah. Pick up the activation. Delay. Not the third. I mean, every time it's a guess, right?
Now, if he can just... I think if he can firm a dive kick or anti-it with the one bar and then activate somehow, I think he's in the driving seat. But he had the chance there, but he didn't do it. And he still had the chance, but he's not doing it. Oh dear, he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he had to get the anti-air on the first one when Cammy was still far away, because the second jump was a true mix-up now, though.
And he did the same. He was like, come on, throw me.
Wait a minute, he can jump.
Psycho Mind, better call Psycho Mind.
He's got to wait there, he has to jump back or something. He's not going to jump back, he's only going to jump forward.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid. He did the walk-up throw.
Oh my god.
Oh my days. And there's no water on Hurricane's side, so there is a bit of leeway for us.
It was such a risky walk forward.
I think he can...
Who's going to get that last hit?
Oh, don't test him! Don't test him!
Do you know what's wild about that? He actually didn't need to jump.
Yeah.
No, I reckon the way he was playing, because he tried to walk up, go for that audacious throw. All right, you tested the waters, it didn't work out. You had 1.5 bars there. If you just maybe sat back a little bit, maybe fling out the stand jab, Hurricane would have been inclined to jump, and you had the one bar for the dive kick anyway. I think good call from you guys' end. I think that was impatience playing its part. I think that was impatience there. Boy, it's 9-6 though. Let's see how this goes.
what happens. The ending is coming closer and closer.
I said the end is nigh. Wow. Let's find out indeed.
That's what I heard.
He's hesitating now. Yeah, he's hesitating.
And there he tries something. Luckily for him, there's no plus frames on that one. Barely gets the stamina kick in this time.
Nice challenge. He's like, not this time, buddy.
Do you know what's insane? We're going to have another like 6 to 7 years of this. Gary's coming back, baby.
Can't wait.
Now she gets to drive rush at you. Now she gets to drive rush at you.
Driver into dive kicks.
Her hooligan looked better as well.
Driver into a hooligan.
So anyway, good be reversed there from Hurricane. If he gets a dive kick conversion, it should be done. But lovely conversion. That's actually like very specific spacing for that stand medium punch conversion. Citizen can still come back. He's got to be careful with those jumps, man. Oh, he got baited. He cracked.
Nice I think he was looking for a V-skill follow-up from Hurricane because Karsmini could, I mean, there's no more turns to take. The only thing he
good call.
was the V-skill follow-up.
Yeah, good call.
Citizen probably wanting to finally punish that. And that's the one time Hurricane intentionally or unintentionally just doesn't do it and he works out.
Good observation there.
Set point for Hurricane.
Staggered medium from Hurricane.
He's blocking it out. I don't know how he's going to come back from this because
dash as well. Yeah, it looks insurmountable.
It's been a while since he's done those strings into dash now, so now he's just not thinking about it anymore.
Better call he shot good, man.
What a punish with the Karsmini kick. The delay. Is this net player in the making?
Now, a Hurricane's got CA. If he gets enough damage, he can... Whoa!
Yo!
No! Oh, it's guess for game after this. It is guess for game after this. He is not going to have EX meter. Actually, he is. He's going to build it. Well, actually, no, he isn't. Oh, you've lost.
You can't take the throw.
You've lost. I'm sorry.
And Hurricane did the full activation combo.
Oh, man.
Jab, jab, activation DP.
He rocked you like a hurricane.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Hurricane, he says he only plays 1 day a week. Apparently, that's all you need to do to win a first to 10 and stay in fine form mentally. But yes, we're back on the show, back on the airways, and that was the final score. Let me see GG's in the chat. Don't forget, our British espionage is coming in SF6, so there is more action to come when the game comes out, and that means Hurricane is still, well, he's found another character anyway, but it's always great to watch him. But that, I like that set. Even up to the point where Hurricane got his full win streak and ran away from that. That was great from start to finish. Lots of varied movement. I think these guys love that mini game Hot Lava. But I'll tell you what I do like. I do like our lovely 5-minute break. Now, stop laughing. When we come back from the break, we're going to get these two in the chat so we can have a post-match interview, delve into the minds of this set, and ask them further questions. So, we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
You can connect with a net battler on the other side of the planet whenever you want. Cyber Society sure is something.
緊張する。いやー、ここ血が抜けないですね。出た SL 技。おお、しっかり倒しきりましたね。どっちが勝つのこれ。いやもう頑張って。うわ、これは痛い。いいんじゃないですかこれ。いけそうですよ。この場面でいい感じに溜まっております。ゲージが
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Are we good? I don't know. My production team transitioned, and he said something's wrong, and I was like, "Are we good?" Okay, cool. Right. All right, everyone, welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Citizen and Hurricane. If you have just missed it, the set has concluded. You're going to have to catch the archives on twitch.tv/Capcom Fires, or head on over to the YouTube. Just type in Capcom Fires and wait till this episode to end. Or you can rewind it back. Technology is amazing these days. That's why I'm not good at it. But we should have our guests back in the call with us. So, Citizen, Hurricane, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. All right, so Hurricane, congratulations for winning the set there. For someone who only plays once a week, you just prove that form is temporary, class is permanent. And like you said, you have grinded that match up to probably the most in Europe. Shouts to Forfields, wherever he is watching this. But I do have to say, Hurricane, is the matchup still in Cammy's favour, but harder than it was maybe a season or two ago because the balance changes to both of the characters?
Yeah, I might say that the matchup is slightly changing, but I still believe, I know the Forfields is watching this and he's gonna argue, but I still believe that Cammy still wins that matchup. And I've tried to explain to him for the simple reason that on the ground, Cammy is way better in terms of whiff punishing. Like, she can whiff punish literally every button from Falk. Fireballs when I have meter, and air fireballs, as you saw, I was going for the hooligan. The ground approach definitely is for Cammy. Now the air approach becomes favorable for Cammy when Falk has no meter. So as I said, I'm not really playing the game. I've not been playing the game lately. So it just came back to my mind when I was losing like 5-4 that I was jumping a lot, and he was jumping a lot too. And at that point, I was losing to air to airs, or he was going with the right anti-airs. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? So I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. I'll let him jump. I'll stay on the ground. So I'm going to be the one doing the anti-airs. And once he's got no meter, that's my turn. So I'm going to be jumping the whole day as well. So I can do normal dive kick, I can do EX dive kick, and when I have V-trigger, he's like glued on the ground. He literally can do anything. So that was literally the game plan. And yeah, so I still think Cammy wins it. But there is another point that people always talk about, and they do think that that's the reason why Cammy is not as good as she used to be, is because of the health and stun.
Yeah.
And I find this argument quite funny because I've been playing for these characters for 6 years. I've never had 1,000 health. So I've been dealing with this kind of issues for all this time, and the character's always been this strong. So that doesn't change anything about the character. It's just that it's just that the meter made more the other characters stronger, but Cammy is still up there.
Okay. No, I agree with that. Probably what I was going to say is obviously damage differentials change over time, whether your damage increases or your damage decreases. I will say, at least from my perspective anyway, your stun and health reduction was a big deal because it means when I hit you, you should lose, and I don't have to deal with your V-trigger activation and the dive kick that I lose. It just makes sure we can get rid of you, because the more damage I do, the less time I have to play you. That's how the saying goes. But no, I do understand that angle of if you've only been playing with less than, let's say 950, because I don't think Cammy's had above 950 in the game. If you've been playing with less than that, then it's kind of standard for you, and it'll be interesting going into the next game, which I will have a question regarding that when we get on to Street Fighter 6. But no, very interesting perspective. I like that attitude you have towards Cammy's health in general. Citizen, what about you? Your approach to this matchup, for one, if you mind explaining that, and why did you pick V-Trigger 1 over V-Trigger 2?
So I'll explain V-Trigger 1 first, because I wouldn't normally pick V-Trigger 2. V-Trigger 1 in this matchup, but Forfields uses V-Trigger 1 in this matchup. So I've changed it recently to V-Trigger 1 to try out. This is my first time playing a set with V-Trigger 1. Last time I played against Hurricane, I actually used V-Trigger 2 on him.
Okay.
So some of the stuff Hurricane was punishing, the V-Trigger was new to me. Like, the full screen super to go through the air V trigger fireball, the X hooligan to go over the V trigger extension from forward heavy punch.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot as well. So there were certain situations that V trigger 1 was creating that I wasn't really too familiar with, but it wasn't too long before I realised, alright, cool, I can't do this, I can't do that. Let me try something else. I was actually considering going back to V trigger 2 at some point, but I just stuck with V trigger 1 in the end.
Okay.
Okay, so a follow-up question to that. After this set, are you gonna stick with V trigger 2? Or are you gonna continue using V trigger 1? How do you feel right now about the V trigger choice?
I'm not too sure. I can see the biggest strength of V trigger 1 is the save activation of forward heavy punch. But to be honest, when I was activating V trigger, a lot of the time I was like, I wish I had a V reversal or a V shift right now instead. Whereas if I had V trigger 2 active, because I had more damage from the anti-airs, from the whiff punishes, I felt like it was justified. But with V trigger 1, I never really felt like activating it. Sometimes I felt like I made the round harder for myself by activating V trigger 1 so early, whereas it made me lose situations to V shift, V reversal. Something that doesn't really get noted about this matchup, or Falk in general, is that she can only do EX cycle upper if you're not charging, because obviously you have to press a punch button to charge.
Right, okay. Now that you've brought it to our attention, yes, you are not wrong there. That is true.
So it's something that's really hard for me personally to adjust to, because I'm charging all the time when I play. So what I had to do was find opportunities to kill negative edge, and then start charging again to try and play mind games with Hurricane. But whenever I wasn't charging, I don't know if Hurricane was doing this on purpose, he probably was, but when I would stop charging Fireball, he would jump at me less, almost as if he was aware that when I wasn't charging Fireball, I was looking for X cycle up opportunities.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Now, I used to talk to Phils about this a lot, because when the character first came out, some of the players were saying, oh, you kind of have to constantly charge to kind of make her function to a degree. Obviously, she was a lot worse back then. But it was very good point that you bring up, that I think nobody brings it up. I'm not even going to say like barely anyone. I don't think anyone in the time of, even when she was getting better, they said, oh yeah, you know, when you let go and look for Psycho Shadow opportunities, it's like, okay, you kind of open yourself up to different things, and you have to charge with the punches, and your DP requires the punches. So no one brings that up. No, that was a...
Yeah, it is a weakness of Falk's, because obviously it means she's the only character in the game who doesn't have access to the reversal when she's charging, whereas if it was a motion special move, if it was a Dragon Punch motion, I could be charging and do EXTP at the same time. But because Kami's dive kick is so fast, if I want an answer to the jump mix up, I need to not be charging. But if I'm not charging, I lose access to my jump mix up, and I lose access to the Kugo, the Cycle Kugo, the Cycle Snipe. It adds an extra layer to that matchup that you don't really have to think about when it comes to other matchups.
Wow, do you know what? That was.
I never thought about that.
Do you know what? Yeah. That was such a deep explanation. It's like, damn. You know what? If Phil's watched this, I might let you off the hook slightly. Only because Citizen explained it for you. But anyway, but then this leads on to my next thing, because you looked super comfortable. I forgot the start frames to this, but me and Veggey were talking about it on commentary. You were doing jump back roundhouse a lot. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is 7 frames startup.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's the most consistent answer against Cammy when she jumps at you, even if it doesn't connect and you don't cancel? Or
I was doing it when Hurricane has V-Trigger, because when Cammy has V-Trigger active, she obviously can't do EX dive kick. EX dive kick is the issue, because if Hurricane did EX dive kick and I tried to do jumping hard kick, the EX dive kick would win. But when he has V-Trigger active, because the V-Trigger dive kick is slightly slower than the EX dive kick, yeah. it gives you more frames to do jumping hard kick. It's not consistent. You saw it yourself. Sometimes it hits her too low to the ground where you don't really get the combo follow-ups. But It's more reliable than doing something like DP or jumping medium punch. It's probably the most reliable.
Well, you know what? Speaking of your jump game, Veggey did notice a lot of things. I mean, Veggey, you want to kind of go into that a little bit?
Depends on which part you're thinking about right now, because there's so many.
Well, I mean, just in general, because he was mixing up between what neutral jump, empty neutral jump, jump, medium punch. Then he'd get a jump forward. Then mix up with the air down medium kick. Wasn't there something you wanted to ask, or?
I think I was more highlighting the fact that he was doing it than maybe me thinking there were questions around it.
Okay, no, fair. All right. Then, okay, that's fine. So then I'll ask something instead, Citizen. Like, when do you feel confident against the majority of the cast with your jump game, or is there a couple of characters you feel you can kind of over abuse it against over some? Because against a character like Cammy, because Hurricane was pretty consistent with his uppercuts against you, but you still felt the need to apply that aerial mix-up game. Is Cammy one of the characters you feel more comfortable doing it against, or are there some characters you don't want to do it against?
There's a range where you can beat Cammy's heavy dragon punch with the air fireball. So if you jump at that range, technically Cammy has to play around the mix-up. But if I jump any closer, the heavy DP goes through the fireball. I just saw a lot, but the issue is trying to play around these ranges, because obviously Cammy has a really fast walk speed. So even if Hurricane was at a certain range before I jumped, is he going to be at that range when I do the air fireball? It's also harder to do air fireball against characters who are smaller, because characters who are smaller and have fast walk speeds that can actually walk under the jump mix up to an extent, which you saw sometimes as well. And when Hurricane would do that, I would have to go for the EX extension to
save yourself. Be honest with me, Citizen. You done it to save yourself.
Because I got hit that times. I was like, what is going on?
Right, do you know what's crazy, right? All right, let me ask Citizen this, and then we'll get Hurricane's opinion. Citizen, do you think that's fine that Falk has that? When, like you said, the opponent can, and I've spoken to Phil, well, I've argued with Phil for 4 hours about this. You feel the opponent can walking under Falk is an answer, but when you have the bar, you can't really walk under it because of the hitbox of the EX extension. Do you think that's fair, or is that just like an oversight? What do you think?
Well, most people try and punish it before Falk touches the ground.
Yes.
They try and hit her out of there when she's still in the animation, but obviously what you should be doing is just wait on her to touch the ground again and then punish. So people are going for the wrong punish. If you went for the right punish, then you get a full combo punish rather than just settling for an anti-air. Yeah, she has recovery on the ground, so you just wait on her to land. If you walk under the fireball and then get a punish on the landing recovery. If she goes for the EX fireball and you try to hit her out of there, then the EX fireball is going to hit you. But that's why you just wait a few frames.
Wow, okay. I really want to, I have to test it. I really want to say easier said than done, but I'd like to test it after hearing that, because obviously in game, I just see you in the air and you can paintball me at your leisure. And
yeah, well, I mean, walking under the fireball isn't the normal.
It's an answer but it's not like the go-to thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Obviously, if you're trying to play around the air fireball, air to air is a more reliable option than trying to walk under it, especially because if you try and air to air it, the EX air fireball isn't really something you have to worry about.
I guess it also depends on the character if they're even capable of walking under, right?
Yeah, most characters can't actually walk under it, especially because most characters don't have the walk speed that Cammy has.
Yeah.
It's mostly characters like Cammy, Kage, Karen, those sort of characters.
Right. Okay. Well, Kage's got good walk speed.
Anti's quite short.
Well, yeah, no, that is true, because you did mention that factor as well. There's a lot of categories that go into this. Hurricane, what about you? The EX extension Falk got. Do you think it's fair, or do you think it's an oversight? I want to hear your honest opinion.
Does that look anyhow fair to you?
I just wanted to. I mean, listen, it works in combos. It adds another layer to your jump game, and it gives her. She never really had EX versions of her projectiles outside of like, it's just regular stuff in V-Trigger. I think it's fun. Right?
Definitely, and I don't even think I've ever been facing this scenario when I was playing the full fields. That's why I was getting hit every time I was walking under the fireball. It's like, why am I still getting hit? And it's a hard knockdown into 3 auto. It's like, no, come on, man.
But it's a hard knockdown too?
Well,
no,
it's.
I don't think it is, but if you stay on the ground, you can get the OTG, the down forward heavy kick.
Maybe
It was looking like a hard knockdown. I couldn't like do anything.
Were you mashing immediately? Or were you mashing like after you realized you were on the ground?
I wasn't even expecting that. So
yeah.
Okay. I guess this is
you were so shocked.
No, do you know there are some people might not know
were.
this, but there are some situations in the game where it's not labeled as a you think you can quick rise, but it's not labeled as a hard knockdown either. But even if you press the buttons, you won't get up. Abigail used to have a situation like that for V-trigger activation. This was. I can't remember if it was 2018 or 2019. I'm not so on the other characters that have
true,
it.
Actually, now that you said that, that's a blast of the past.
What Hurricane's saying is it's not far-fetched. It could happen, but we just haven't really tested it. If you didn't train him and put the CPU on it,
Report
the CPU
your
just
results for us, Jammerz, later.
Well, I might do if I'm not playing another video game, but but yeah, no. Another question I wanted to ask Hurricane as well. You had very good mind games, I feel, with the V-Skill 2. Is V-Skill 2 pretty powerful in this matchup, or are you just using it how you'd normally use it universally?
I just use it how you normally use it. So, V-Skill 2 is that move that you don't like use on a regular.
Yeah.
And it's just like a surprise move, because literally the game plan is just like, if you start playing like you're playing a proper footsie character, you're playing Karen, for example, and you just walk down to the opponent and just start spamming low forward, and he keeps blocking consistently, you get in his mind and he thinks that obviously you are just looking for the hit confirm. At some point, he's going to start blocking on a regular, and he's just going to remember that, oh, listen, he keeps doing that, and it's -2, and that's where that V-Skill comes from nowhere, basically. So obviously after the -2, I'm just going straight for it, because you try to press a button because you remember that it was -2, you're just going crush on it. So that's pretty much how I use it, but you just can't spam it, because it has some flaws as well. Obviously, if I do low forward to V-Skill 2 and it whiffs, I have some characters, like for instance charge characters, or even the folk, you can slightly walk forward and stand medium kick into fireball. Or if I do it too close and I do low forward into V-Skill 2 on block, which is -6, I can be severely punished as well. So you have to be careful when you use that, but you just have to get in mind that it's quite tricky as well for the opponent. So they can keep getting, and it's not even Citizen was just the only one who was getting hit like that. I remember when I hit Tokido at Red Bull Committee.
Yeah.
I think we've never seen anyone using that V-Skill, because he got hit like 6 times. I was like, okay, it keeps working. I'll keep doing that. Remember?
That's true.
No, it catches people out indeed. Right, have you two got any other questions you want to ask them regarding this set before we move on?
Well, I wanted to ask about Street Fighter V in general, actually.
Okay.
That's
well,
fine.
I mean, I was saying regarding this set before we move on.
Oh no! I have nothing about the set right now.
Okay, cool. I mean, unless Veggey wants to ask something, because he feels like he's desperate to say something.
No, I was just wondering, because I was just seeing this, because you whiff punish a lot with the stand fierce, but did you also just happen to work as you was using it as a buffer, or is it mostly a reactional tool in this matchup, Hurricane?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, stand fierce, you use it really efficiently, but I've always been under the impression that it's really hard to whiff punish Falk. So I'm just wondering if that is a tool that actually works at whiff punishing Falk buttons, or if you had a feeling and threw it out in the buffering range and just had like that momentum going where you knew what was coming.
Basically, I'm using 2 buttons to whiff punish Falk. Stand fierce is most likely to punish the forward fierce from Falk, if I'm in range, and it works as well against a stand fierce. So simply, the bug that she does, her hurt box is quite bad for Tabby to use it as whiff punish. So I'm using that button for that, and for about the buffer, I use the crutch medium punch instead. Because that button as well has a really, really good hitbox. And that's pretty much to use against literally every low buttons in the game. So, like, if it whiffs, her button is take advantage. And obviously, it's not easy to hit confirm, crush medium punch into spiral arrow. But it's quite easy to do that with CA, of course, but with spiral arrow, it's not. So I'm going for the buffer when I'm like too close, or when I see that the opponent is fishing for that button. So yeah, I'm trying to adapt basically to the opponent during the game.
A reactional stand fierce to the fiercest, and then just buffers for the other things. Is how you approach it. Okay.
Okay, interesting indeed. Right, so we got to be swiftly moving on. So, Olvaha, please, you wanted to ask a question about SF5 to the players in general. Go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask both of you, actually. We can start off with Hurricane. So, did you have any, like, general goals set for Street Fighter V during its lifetime? And do you think you reached them as we're ending, the life cycle of this game and slowly moving on forward?
I'll let Citizen start.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can answer, but I can let Citizen start there.
Okay, Citizen, did you have any goals coming into SF5? Any competitive goals or anything you wanted to do to help improve as a player? And did you achieve them, or were you not really thinking about that in general?
Well, I don't really have any goals until I guess technically this year.
Okay.
Because I kind of missed out on all the big offline events for Street Fighter 5, since I wasn't really entering much at the time. So this last year, I wanted to win a Salt Mine. Okay. So I've been entering the Salt Mines this season. I managed to get it on my 5th attempt.
And listen, that's not easy to do, so kudos to you.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I guess the other thing was just reach Warlords, since I never really wanted to reach Warlords initially, because I had Grandmaster back when that was the highest rank in the game, and the 300 was just too daunting to me. 300k,
dude, it's daunting to anybody. Take it from me and Veggey. That's daunting to anybody.
So I'm close to that at least. I'll achieve that at some point.
You got 3 months. You think you can get how many points you got to go? 50k or something like that?
I think it's something around 30, 32, 33.
Okay. You think you can do that before June 2nd?
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
It's just a bit of entertainment at that point.
No. Again, it is a grind. You could lose to Dora Doyle or Hadouken Hair 81. They can take your points and ruin your day, or delay the inevitable, I should say. But no, I feel like even you had a lot of, at least the ranking up goal. A lot more people have had that, this is interesting. This has had this reverse effect, right? You'd think after the cup, less people played the game, but because the cup's done and 6 on the horizon, more people are like, right, I want to get this rank before I go, and then everyone just jumps on the game, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, and you see a lot of people really close to a rank they've never been close to before. So you can definitely see some people who've been Ultra Diamond for 2 years, they're suddenly at 33,400 points, and they're trying so hard. It's really interesting to see, and I like that. They want to get that rank out.
Do you know what?
Before the next game.
Legit, I will say this, right? Because obviously there's been a lot of the guys who were actively playing because of tournament season that stopped playing. When you jump on the game every odd occasion, like Veggey said, you see a guy with 14,000 points, and then you're just like, oh, how did you get 30,000? It's like, hang on a minute, I haven't taken your points today. Let me take some points of you today. Right? But no, it's a good time. I like that competing. But Hurricane, what about you? Let's go back to you with this question.
Okay, in regards to this question, if I have to talk about myself first, no, I'm not really happy. Obviously, I know I'm good at the game, so I was like, I want to get that big win. It's true that I've not been traveling all over the 6 years. I've been traveling only twice, or for a year and a half, something like that. And even though that's just the little time that I had, I was trying to get to the cup. So that could be like one of my biggest achievements, at least. I unfortunately couldn't do that. I had a couple of chances. I made the regional finals offline. I lost in grand finals online. Obviously, I've had so many opportunities, but yeah, I just missed it. Yeah, I want Evo online, but that's not enough for me. I want to be like on the big stage, have a shot on that top 32 or 48 or whatever they decide to put as format. I couldn't do that. So I'm quite disappointed about that. But let's see if, God willing, I'm still as active as I am with SF6. I hope I'll be able to do that. And on the other hand, there is a win for me. The win is I was also trying to showcase that my continent, obviously Africa, does have a lot of talent. We all know that I'm living here. We all know that I've been good at the game, and I got better by playing the best players here. But the fact that we didn't, because now we didn't have recognition from the African community when we are talking about war tournament. I was feeling really bad, and remember that's the reason why I switched my flag to the Cameroon one.
Right.
And I know from there, some players started following me. They started doing the same thing in their own regions. Charles, Dr. African, for example, he started doing that. A couple of players did that. I tried to promote on Twitter all the tournaments that we had in Africa. I could show as much players as I could, especially for my country. And I know that the world knows about them today. And the only wish that I have now is just that they give Capcom gives them more opportunities. So we have already CBC South Africa. I'm just waiting for them to extend it with SF6. But we are now on the map. So for me, it's a win.
I like that. Wow, that's very good, because I don't know if many people had that kind of goal in mind or that mindset in mind, and then try to get as close, or if not achieve as much as possible, putting their country or certain players on the map. So I like that you had that aspect or that objective in there. So fingers crossed, because like you said, SF6, fingers crossed that a lot of people, or most of the community, if not all the community, get bigger and better opportunities in general. So yeah.
If there is one thing that I know is, as I said, I'm still really good at video games, but I'm getting to that age where it will soon be time to retire.
Careful, don't show your age now.
Well, I'm not hiding my age. I can say that to anyone. So I'm as old as Veggey.
Well, I mean, if that means anything.
I'm singled out right there.
I'm as old as Veggey. Go on.
Yeah. So,
sorry, go on.
Yeah. So I'm still gonna go with my two goals. Obviously, I want to win. I want to be a champion as well. But before I retire, I want to make sure that I'm living my community as well as the young players all over the world to get into the fighting games, to what they love. Basically, if it's just like passion, they need to understand that from that passion you can do a lot of things. And I just want African players to keep doing that, because I know they play a lot of fighting games there. You have a lot of KOF players there, especially. So, and I know they can do that, but obviously they don't have much experience. But let them have a shot. We had our two South African players. Obviously, they couldn't make it out fools, but we all saw how they can actually play without getting the international experience.
Yeah. It's there.
So I want to see that for the whole continent before I leave. Before I become a spectator.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, you're not going to be a spectator anytime soon. We need you at least for one more game. At least for one more game, indeed. Right now, move on to my next question regarding SF5 as a lifespan. Citizen, I want to get your opinion on this first. Mena RD won the Capcom Cup, 2-time Capcom Cup champion. Now, a lot of people have shuffled around their top 3, their top 5 placements of players of all time. I want to ask, Citizen, who do you think, I know it's vague, but who do you think are the best 3 Street Fighter 5 players throughout the game's lifespan? If you can come up with your own 3.
So not just Europe, anywhere?
No, anywhere.
I don't know if I can pick just 3 because there's so many players who never actually played internationally against other players. For example, Mr. Crimson, I would say could probably be in the top 3, but how many international tournaments has Mr. Crimson really attended? So I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Maybe Mr. Crimson's in there. Tokido has to be in there. IDOM.
All right, let's extend it to 5. I'll give you 2 more.
All right, so Mr. Crimson, Tokido, IDOM.
Surely you got to put Mena in there after what he's done.
All right, 4th place, Mena.
Wow, he hesitated.
And then I would say 5th place would be probably Endem Walker.
Wow. Okay.
It's hard to pick because you have to consider that this game's 7 years old.
Yes,
so
that's very true.
If we're talking about the first 3.5 years, then obviously Tokido would be in this top 3. He would be in pretty much anybody's top 3.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about the last 3.5 years, then obviously Endem Walker and Mr. Crimson would be in people's top 3s, and then there would be the likes of Punk and IDOM, Momochi.
Problem X as well. Okay.
I wouldn't say so, but
you wouldn't say so.
I mean, I would personally even put Hurricane over Problem X for consistency.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's another one. What about Phenom in terms of consistency?
That's true. I forgot about Phenom. Wow. I did forget about him.
I think this goes to show how broad my question actually is, and Citizen made a very good point. If we talk about the whole 7 years. No, you know what? No, those were at least he had a short list of names as who he thinks has been incredibly strong throughout the game's lifespan in that regard. Because that list could be endless, like you said. It could be 15 players, could be 20, it could be more than that. Hurricane, what about you? Let me give you 5 names that have impressed you over the years of Street Fighter 5. It could be because of tournament results, underrated. Give me your names, Hurricane.
I'll go for tournament results. So top 3 for me, without any doubts.
Okay.
Mena RD, obviously because 2 times Capcom Cup champ. Tokido.
Okay.
That's the other guy. He made grand finals everywhere, basically, and he literally almost won everything. And the last one is the only one who hasn't won anything that big, but we all know how good he was, and he just couldn't get that chance. That's Punk. Punk is just there. Like, you can say whatever he wants, but Punk is top 3.
Okay, no, I like that. Do you want to give 2 more names? Yeah, give me 2 more names.
If I can give 2 more names, the 4th one I was thinking about, unfortunately, due to some circumstances, he's not able to be there anymore. That's Infiltration.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he also won Evil twice. I think people forgot about that. Evil Japan, Evil USA. Yeah, I'll put him in.
Okay. And then your final name?
Now the final name, I have to think about it.
I mean, I can throw your name somewhere your way if you want.
I'll say Bonchan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. No, he did win 4 tournaments, including Eva on the Bounce 2019. He had an amazing year that year.
Yeah, he won so many tournaments, Eva included. But one thing that makes this player so amazing is the characters that he's using to win. Let's take off Karin, of course.
Yeah.
He won premiers, rankings with Nash. Like that. And that's
I remember that year.
One Nash.
That was was that season 1 or season 2?
No, that's season 2 Nash. That wasn't season 1. That was season 2 Nash.
What season was it?
Season 2.
Yeah.
When it was
and how can you be winning Evo as well? Dabbling, obviously you have Karin who was that strong, but you still have Sagat. Like, nah, that bunch is just too good. So for me, yeah, he's not top 5.
Okay, that's very interesting. I like that. Olvaha, give me 5 names. Anything that comes to mind.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot now. 5 names.
Damn, you definitely put me on the spot.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So I'm definitely gonna say Menardi. Obviously. I would put my Nordic bias is showing. I would put Phenom in there.
Okay.
These are not numbered, by the way.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Also, I would put Tokido for sure. I kind of want to say Puggira as well.
Okay.
Kinda.
Okay.
And,
you look like you're backing out on that one, but
no, it's like an honorable mention sort of thing. I wanted to mix it up a little.
Okay.
But for the last slot,
you can put yourself in there if you want.
I'm definitely not there. I'm not in it.
Hey, you wanted to mix things out. Yeah.
Well, I'm not that crazy. I would put. I think Punk is a really good choice as well.
Okay, I like that. Veggey, your 5, if you can get.
Can
5
I
names.
start with mentioning some names that I'm surprised no one has even touched?
You can start by giving me your 5.
I just want to highlight a couple of honorable mentions. Never mind. Okay.
You see, the honorable mentions could be your 5.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I know some people that haven't been mentioned either, but here we are.
Yeah, but you might get to say that later.
Are you gonna say some names, or are you just gonna?
Okay. If I was to make a top 5, great. Street Fighter. I think that's kind of it's hard. I think it's very hard because you had the first era, and then the second era, which was more online.
Yeah.
And in the first era, you kind of didn't get to follow up on the era because it became so different. So it's really hard for me to not consider those players from the first era, which was mostly offline and a lot of tournaments. I feel like it still holds not because of online versus offline, but because there was a lot of tournaments with everybody. I think that those still hold a lot of weight. And I would put players like Tokido, Punk, Phenom, Problem X, Fudo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's but it's so hard because Bonchan was like amazing that year, as Hurricane just mentioned. So I think it's impossible to make a top 5 for me. And we have Menardi with I made 7 now though, with the 2 Capcom Cup wins and that character change arc, which is really great. So I think it's a very tough question to answer, Jammerz.
Thank you for answering it. Thank you for indulging me in answering it. Anyway, we'll move on.
How about yours?
We are running out of time.
Now no.
Jammerz.
Well, we are running out of time, but I can tell you my 5 anyway. All right. Well, you say it doesn't matter. I'll remember that when you're not here next week. Anyway, right. So I will say Tokido and Punk are definitely there for me. I want to put Problem in there as well. I think Problem is one of the smartest minds in Street Fighter 5. I want to put Fudo there as well. I just think his consistency throughout the game's lifespan, and then obviously he got bigger wins near the end. The last spot was tough, but then I have to put Mena there because of what Mena's done. Yeah. But then obviously if Veggey wants to do honorable mentions, there's Phenom, there's NL, there's Fujimura. No one mentioned Fujimura. There's John Takeuchi. He done wonders. Bonchan as well. Big Bird, Angry Bird, Crimson. Well, the list can go on, but like you said, it's very difficult.
But that's really easy to say depending on what we have to use to qualify the players. That's why I would say that.
Good point.
Results wise, if I focus on the results, obviously that was my top 5.
Yes.
But for me, I think I said it once on Twitter. For me, if I have to talk about who is for me the best Street Fighter player throughout the 6 years, for me it's Phenom. What's the reason why I'm choosing Phenom? He's the only player I've seen using different characters with different archetypes, and he does the job. So you start the game playing Nikali, where you have to rely on V-Trigger to win.
Yeah.
Then you switch to Gao, you become a full-time zoner.
He went to Gao, then he went to Karin.
And then you go to Karin,
Yeah.
then you go to full-time footsies, and then you switch to Cammy, full-time jumping all day.
Well,
And
he didn't have.
Literally knows how to do everything.
He didn't
every time.
have as much success with Cammy as he'd like.
No, listen, he actually did. The thing is, he wasn't playing Cammy full-time, he was playing Karin. But the characters, the people against who he picked Cammy, he did what he had to do. Let's just talk about SFL when he went there. No, I'm not talking about the EU one. I'm talking about
the US one, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was literally doing what he had to do with Cammy. Like at some point, I was even losing the mirror match every time to Phenom now. So no, the guy is just too good. I just have to say that.
No. And people need to keep saying it. The only thing that Phenom's really missing is that big win under his belt. That's
obviously.
Because the thing is, people remember the biggest titles, not the guy who came second. The community remember who came second. But in general, it's like, right, if you wake up tomorrow and Phenom didn't win Capcom Cup, you going to remember that? There you go.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And look, it does suck. It does suck. Every single time.
Unfortunately, we only remember the winner.
That's just how life goes as well. Listen, mate, you might remember who won the Champions League back in 2019, but I bet you can't remember who came runner-up now, did you? It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing, but that's a conversation for another time. Right. There's another question I want to ask you both, and Citizen, I want to get your opinion on this first. So, obviously for Street Fighter 6, their Capcom Cup's going to have $2 million as a prize pool, $1 million going to first place. Does that entice you to get better or just stay into fighting games and have your shot at, have a crack at going to Capcom Cup, or is that something that you're just like, nah, I'm not staying, I'm staying far away from that, I'm just going to enjoy the game as a spectator but still play it to some sort of serious level? Is that a good enough incentive for you, that kind of money, or no?
Well, it's not the money, because the reason I couldn't really get into competing in Street Fighter 5 too much was because if you played offline, you would have to play with the additional input lag, but if you played online, you would have to play with CFN. So both online and offline Street Fighter 5 tournaments have their drawbacks, major drawbacks.
Okay.
So it really comes down to, is Street Fighter 6 going to have variable input lag? Is it going to have the same input lag on consoles that it doesn't have on PC? Is the PC netcode going to be playable? Is crossplay going to have issues? It just depends on. I mean, obviously, the money makes it seem worth it. I mean, even if the netcode's broken, or we're playing Street Fighter 6 on a PlayStation 4 in 2023, maybe it's still worth it for the money. But obviously, it's more motivating to enter tournaments when it's those same conditions offline that you play online or at home, and vice versa. So I mean, I don't really know if there's been any testing yet so far when it comes to the input lag versus the input lag on PC to PlayStation 5, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be the same issue we had with Street Fighter 5.
So it's more of a, you're coming at more from a technical standpoint than other incentives in regards to competing in general. Am I understanding that right?
Because if you're competing, obviously
you want to compete in the best environment or the most optimal conditions.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the money's great, but you obviously want to win because you want to feel like you deserve the win, you're the better player. But if the circumstances aren't ideal, I mean, every maybe I'm wrong about this one, but wasn't every Street Fighter 5 tournament at EVO held on a PlayStation 4?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe
so.
that's right. PS4 Pro. Yes.
2022
I think so.
one
Yes,
was
I believe it's PS4 Pro.
And pretty much the community would majorly agree that the PlayStation 4 version, as opposed to the PC version, is almost not a different game, but obviously it does affect tier lists and your reactions and your hit confirms and your dash check and your anti-air checks.
Well, there was legitimate reasons as to why it was on PS4 and not on the PC, but again, that's a conversation for another time. Sorry to cut you off there, but it was definitely, there were reasons for that, of course. Hurricane, what about you? 2 million. I mean, you could go home and be a Street 5 millionaire. That'd be good for you, wouldn't it? You can give me some of that money as well.
Yeah. I know I've been saying a lot today that I'm going to retire, whatever. Bro, even my ancestors called me from the grave. Like they're like, bro, go and play for that money. I will play, bro. I'll be there. I'm ready for that. Literally, that like I'm in my head. I'm already grinding them with the characters. I just can't wait. And good thing is, two of my characters are already, my two characters are already in the game. So
Cammy and Luke.
Yeah.
Good. Lucky for Sam. Yeah. I might not ever get my character again. So
thank God. I don't want to see Poison ever again.
I'd feel bad if it wasn't Poison.
Wow. That's brilliant. But no, do you know what? It's interesting as well, because the reason I ask is we're going to be asked this from for our guests that come on the show for weeks to come, because $1 million is going to go to first place, but the distribution of money could be good across the board. So I think everyone's eating in that regard. I mean, Hurricane, hypothetically speaking, and Citizens as well, hypothetically speaking, second place could get 500,000. You never know. It could be 400,000. It could be a decent split.
Even if it's 100k, you are almost looking like you won Capcom Cup at some point. So yeah.
Big true.
That is true. That is very true.
No, but we are just laughing about it because there is a big difference of 900,000 with the winner.
Yeah.
But you actually won 2 Tekken World Tours actually when you were runner up.
Yes, that is true.
5-6. So yeah, you got, and regardless, even if it's even like 50k or whatever, you are eating good still.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so everyone is gonna have a shot. So yeah,
I like that. Right, Citizen, let me ask you this question on the fly: would you do EX Psycho Upper for $1 million if you knew it was gonna lose you the $1 million or win you the $1 million? Would you do it?
I don't even understand the question.
So, all right, let's say you were in a let's say you were in a scenario.
I'll make it quite easy for you. Are you gonna do a random EX Psycho Upper
on Wake Up?
Like
for the tournament
for that week, for that $1 million or not?
If it was the last, if it were like, okay, the situation you were in when you when Hurricane did the CN, you didn't die, but you didn't have the reversal in the set you just played. Imagine you did have the 1 bar. And the Psycho Upper could have won you the game, but it also could have lost you the game. But $1 million on the line. Would you do that up or would you not do it?
Well, I would say yes, but I would definitely not do it.
And this sounded like Dungeons and Dragons. You're sitting in a hallway. You're waiting to do a dragon punch. Would you do it?
Well, I just want to see who's a risk taker when money's not on the table. It's like okay, maybe I would, but maybe in that situation I wouldn't. Hurricane, what about you? I know you would. You definitely would. Nah, you definitely
I like answering questions with a question. So before Street Fighter 5,
okay,
remember I was a Street Fighter 4 player. You remember how I was playing DiCaprio?
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, even for £10 cash prize, I'm just gonna wake up in the stinger. So can you imagine what's gonna happen with $1 million? Even if I have to unplug your controller and EXDP or wake up, I will do that.
All right, let me ask a question. Let me go quick. Do you think that the high prize pool is going to make people play more risky or safer?
I think we're going to see something along the lines of what we saw at the Cup this past month or last month, especially in the pool play, where people were very nervous about doing a lot of things. I think 1 or 2 people will thrive off it. The thing is, I can see the vast majority of players not doing anything because of the money. Because the thing is, it's like it's a bigger prize pool. Like Hurricane was saying before, it's a bigger prize pool than we've ever had before. So your first game could be $10,000. Your first game could, if you win your first game, that could be $10,000 guaranteed. Even then, some people might not do Zangief's SPD. They might not do something with Cammy. You know what? They might not take that risk with drive rush. They might not drive reversal, something like that. So I see your question. I just think there's going to be a fraction of people that are going to take advantage of people being scared or understanding the magnitude of the tournament, if that makes sense.
I totally agree with that.
And I think also, you're not really, if second prize is hypothetically 500k, you're not really DPing for $1 million. You're just DPing for a bonus of 500,000, but you're just gonna be like, I want anyway. Let me just DP and see if I can get more.
I am going to EX Lariat for that.
Please. Okay.
What if you're playing Zangief?
I just willed
Hold on. Citizen, say your question again.
What if you were playing Zangief in the grand finals of Capcom Cup, and both you and the opponent have a sliver of life?
Yeah. Okay.
Would you do the ESPD?
Yes.
No. I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because I do the level 3 instead.
Let me give you one answer for that. Yeah.
Okay.
In 2018, so that was my first ever Evo. I was so hyped, so I beat Infiltration and that. Yeah. Then I play through though, and I lose. So my next opponent is what's his name in the Nikali the Japanese Nikali player. Machabo, yeah. So we literally went to last game, last round. He's playing Nikali, right? Last game, last round. I get the knockdown, and we are both in that situation where the first hit wins. He's got 1 bar. Imagine what he didn't wake up.
Yeah.
Guess what? You guessed it.
Oh, EX Command Throw?
EX Command Throw, actually. I was like,
incredibly
what?
Based.
So that's how it goes. So yeah, at some point where everything is on the line, trust me, the level of heartbeat that you've got, you are no longer thinking. You are just listening
acting
to
on acting on impulse, gut feeling.
You're surviving.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're just trying to survive at this point. Yeah. So yeah, if you can do that, I can give you so many examples. Same thing. My first ever premier event in Street Fighter 4, I was facing Problem X, and he was playing Zangief because he was hating DiCaprio so much. So that was 1-1. That was EGX. I remember that. That was EGX. So it was 1-1, last game, last round, and I had a knockdown again. Problem woke up, forward dash into Ultra, and I got hit, and I lost. Yeah, so
that's how the cookie crumbles.
At some point, yeah, you have to do that if everything is on the line. Yeah,
take those risks, man.
With the EX Lariat because I believe it's gonna be throw invulnerable.
I think just a great reply is you could just turn around like Venom did. Who's taking the risk? Are you gonna jump on World Cup? Well, I don't take any risk if I jab you. Are you gonna take a risk that I'm gonna do SPD?
Listen,
it's way riskier to jump than to get thrown.
People change when big bucks is on the line, the big Benjamin Franklins. But right, I've got to move on because we are running out of time here as well. Now, this is a question directed at both of you, but I believe Citizen, you didn't participate in any of the World Warrior events last year, did you?
I think I entered one of them, but I was playing. I wasn't playing Falcon. I was playing Luke and Sagat, I believe.
Okay. So this will make it easy because you have been part of it. I'll get Hurricane's opinion on it first because I know Hurricane played 1 or 2 before he had to take a break. Hurricane, the World Warrior program in terms of 5 tournaments in the span of like 4 or 5 months, you accumulate points to a leaderboard for a regional final to then qualify to the Capcom Cup that way. Do you think that way of qualifying for the Cup should return, or do you think they should get rid of that for Street Fighter 6?
I believe he has to return. Yeah, a lot of people were not happy because they consider that some regions got some players who didn't deserve to be there, which I don't like. And I think that's actually a good idea because, as I said, it's showcasing a lot of players, a lot of talents as well for who doesn't have the opportunity to travel. We do have a lot of sick players. Let's not even talk about all the regions. We don't have a lot of sick players who never had the opportunity to travel. I would get the easiest example, which is Citizen. I've known Citizen. You don't even know that I know you from that long. I've known you since SF5 came out, and your collane for me was literally the best in Europe. And I had a chat with Brian and Infectious when I was signed with Excel, and we were like, we need to have this guy in our team. Like, we really wanted you in the team. Obviously, I don't think he knew about Twitter or anything else. There was no way to find you unless it was on CFM. But yeah, you see there's some kind of players who are just that good, but they just don't have the opportunity to shine because they can't travel. Muscle Citizen, you have Tijomi that I've never seen. You see that so many players like this. So yeah, that format for me is an opportunity for everyone to have a shot. And I want it to be back. Of course, I want offline to be back as well as normal, but I just want that format to be added to what we used to do.
Okay. Citizen, what about you? I imagine, like, because you didn't enter all of them, I imagine you paid attention to just a couple of them, or even how Ending Walker won all of them and then qualified for the Cup. Do you think that the World Warrior should return, or do you think it should not return? What do you think?
I do think it should return, but I don't think it should be regional the same way they split it in Street Fighter 5. Obviously, there was a UK qualifier, France, Germany, and then East Europe. So I don't exactly know how many people qualified from Europe, but obviously it's good for the scene because a lot of people from Europe finally got the opportunity to qualify. A lot of strong players from Europe got to be at the Capcom Cup. I just hope that in Street Fighter 6, because obviously the netcode is going to be a lot stronger, we don't really have to do the sub-regional World Warriors anymore, and instead just have a giant Europe World Warrior event. I think I'd be more comfortable with that than individual World Warrior events.
Okay, if we were to, just hypothetically speaking, if it was to be one giant pool, would you just do the one qualification and done, or would you maybe do like 2 or 3? Just off the top of your head, if you can kind of distribute that.
So I would
tough question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough, but the way I would have it is, so with the World Warrior events, I believe there's 5 World Warrior events per region. So having one European World Warrior ladder.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So you mean like keep the format as it was, but like the whole of Europe's in that, and then you get your final 8 for the regional finals, and then whoever wins that goes through. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because I mean I agree with everything Hurricane said, that the World Warrior system allows players from obviously lesser known regions to qualify for World Warrior system, but if it was one European World Warrior system, I still think those same players would qualify. It would.
I totally disagree with that. Straight.
Not the same. Sorry.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Citizen, finish your point. Hold on. Let Citizen finish his point. Go on, Citizen, go on.
Yeah, I don't mean necessarily the same players would qualify for the World Warrior system, but it would be much fairer for everyone involved if players from Europe all had the same equal chance of qualifying, because they'd be playing against other European players rather than just other players. Like in our case, it would just be other players from the United Kingdom.
Okay, so you want the pool to be bigger, but I'm not gonna say it's gonna be even things out, but everyone had the same shot, but not to the same degree.
Exactly.
Am I on the right track here? Citizen?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because
Hurricane, now say your point.
Yeah. So if we were just have to focus on that, on paper, in the UK, no one could have been beating Bob Rex. In France, no one who have been beating Luffy. last year in the Nordics region, no one who have beaten Phenom, but Rickerman's Barnet qualified for Capcom Cup. People forgot about that, but they all had the same shot. So it's not just because it's all different regions that it's going to be changing anything. Yeah, so no, I don't agree with that. The one thing I just don't like, as I'm speaking now, I'm 100% with the War Warrior. The one thing that I just don't like about the online part is that tournament where it's just one shot, you win, and you're going to Capcom Cup. No. I really prefer the point system that came out with the War Warrior. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want... Hold on, let me see if I can understand this right. You don't want the online premieres to come back?
Yeah, I don't want it.
Okay, so you don't want an automatic qualification one and done. You just like, right, give us a leaderboard system at the end. You can give us a regional final or just base things up?
Actually, that's the best way to make it fair for everyone, because you can't just give a premiere online to someone who is staying home 24/7 and he's having that good day and he's winning and he's qualifying. When you see Veggey and Phenom taking 6,000 flights trying to qualify and they can't because it's too hard, and someone just made it one shot from his couch. No, I don't find it anyhow fair.
Okay. No, that was interesting. I like both points there. No, listen, we've had some people for and against the World Warrior system, so I'm very curious to see how they're going to bring it back, or what capacity they're going to bring it back in. So that was very interesting to hear both your opinions on that, and hopefully I might see you guys competing in CPT format.
Just as competitors, we just give our opinions, but obviously whatever comes out,
of course,
we are ready for that.
Right, now I've got two more questions to ask you guys before we let you go, but Veggey or Olvaha, is there anything you want to ask before I hit those guys with the questions? Or
I want to, when it comes to Hurricane, I want to ask, that's a Street Fighter 6 related. That's okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. From what you've seen with Cammy, does she look like the character for you, or is there something that's making you apprehensive?
I'll make it quite short, yeah. I'm ready to listen to so many complaints for the next 6-7 years again.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I cannot really tell you how that she's going to be broken. Yeah.
Okay, so you're happy with what you've seen so far.
He's definitely
I'm really happy. And if it's too hard, I have damage output. Thank you.
I've seen he's got some flashy combos. At least what people are doing in the beta anyway. I've seen some flashy combos in the beta there. They look more fun than they did in SF5. And I did like the way
he's super. For me, at least, he's more fun in 6 than.
Okay.
Listen, what about you? Do you have any eyes on a character you've seen that makes you feel like this is it for me?
Yeah, that's a good question.
For Citizen.
Oh, any characters in Street Fighter 6?
Yeah. Is there anyone that's caught your eye now? Because all 18 characters are out. Is there anyone that's interested you? Or are you just gonna bounce around the cast and see which one works for you mechanically? I should say.
I couldn't really click with anyone in the beta. I was in the second beta and I couldn't really. I was playing Luke, but he's not as fun to play in 6 as he is in 5. So I don't think I'll be playing Luke. I guess there's JP, who's most similar looking to Falk. So JP would be the obvious one, but I don't know.
Okay, I'll help you on this one. Yeah, you just said at the beginning of this show that you like jumping, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're just gonna join the team. That's it. Happy guys, welcome.
Hurricane Consulting.
You know, he just invited you without even saying, do you want to join? He said, no, join the gang, come. We'll see if you're ready.
You're welcome.
Does she have the dive kick in 6? Does she have the dive kick?
She's got a dive kick.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if she's got the dive kick. She's got a dive kick. I don't know.
Hooligan is looking really strong.
Oh, I've seen like 600 variations of Hooligan, so that kind of
Yeah, exactly. It's looking really strong.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, it could be fun.
Man.
Listen, I can't wait to see what both characters, or even if the Arsenal characters you both come up with, because you're both very talented players in this game. So hopefully easily transitions over to the next game. Right. First question of the two I want to ask you is, Citizen, let me ask you this first. Let's say hypothetically Street Fighter 5 had one more year. Is there any character that you've wanted to learn that you just didn't have the time to put into, but you've really been interested in? Has anyone caught your eye in that regard, or are you fine with the characters you've been playing?
I mean, I think I have a Rose. Maybe my Rose isn't that good, but if there was another year, I would use Rose for more tournaments. I haven't actually used Rose in tournament before. She's more just a casual character. She's really fun, really technical, but she dies in 2 hits basically. She doesn't really have a good reversal, bad 4 frames, low life, low stun, very stiff, slow jump. So I wasn't really comfortable playing her in tournament for this last year. If there was hypothetically another year, then I would feel more comfortable because, you know, when you play a low life, low stun character, Kami for example, you have to be aware of way more situations. There just isn't really enough time to learn all those situations with Rose.
Okay, no, fair point.
I mean, Falk's a technical character when you add negative edge, but without the negative edge, she's very simple.
Don't say that out loud. Do not say Falk's technical character out loud. You might upset someone.
With the negative edge, she's quite technical. But Rose is one of the more technical characters in the game, because if you really want to play her at that top level, you have to fully understand the V system.
Okay.
It's a lot of information.
No, interesting. I like that. Hurricane, what about you? Is there any character? I know you played like a ton of characters: Laura, Bison, Luke. You've dabbled with a fair bit of characters over the years. Is there any character you would have wanted to give more time and maybe enter in tournaments if there was another year SFI?
If it's in terms of tournament, you have to say that, yeah, I've been playing Laura, Bison, and all this, but I'm just going to consider these characters as casual. So, tournament-wise, I've been playing only 3 characters. So that was Kami, Abigail, and Luke. The last character I really wanted to give a shot is definitely Falk.
Wow. Actually, no, you did play Falk for a little while, didn't you?
Yeah, you remember now.
Yeah, I remember.
Bad fun, but at that period, Falk wasn't that good. But yeah, imagine now she's really, really up there, but obviously not top tier if I have to say that, but she's up there. And she's so fun to play, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah, everyone who tries the character has fun. It's a character.
Of course, she is a fun character. I used to play her when, like, me and Hurricane played her when she was just not on the map at all. And then look what happened when we stopped playing a Hurricane. She's got better.
Yeah.
Maybe it was me and you. Maybe it was just me and you. I don't know.
You don't know it.
But right, let me ask you one final question before we let you guys go. Right, so Hurricane, obviously, or both of you have seen that they are going to have real-time commentators in Street Fighter 6. So I always like asking this question to people. If you could pick 2 people to be in the game to be commentators in Street Fighter 6, who would they be? Hurricane, let me get your opinion on that first. Or are your choices already in the game already?
She said 2. That's too hard now because I had 3 basically.
I mean, give me 2. Someone's gonna have to be left out. If you don't mention their name, I'll never know.
I'm gonna do a fusion. So F-word Sama and Jammerz.
How might man swerve the system? It's not gonna do a fusion. Nah, you're the best. I'll let you off with that one because that's an interesting fusion. Citizen, I don't know if you're really into the whole, like, you got a favorite commentator or whatnot, but if you could pick 2 commentators to be in Street Fighter 6, real-time commentators to commentate over your games, have you got any 2 choices, or you're not really fussed?
There's Yipes. I'd like to see Yipes at some point in a Street Fighter game. That'd be cool. But to be honest, I'd rather see character commentary too. Like,
okay, hey, indulge me. Give me a character.
Rufus. Rufus should be a commentator for Street Fighter 6.
Are you saying Rufus should be, or Rufus, like the voice acting in general, should do?
Yeah,
you just want
the
Rufus
character.
Oh, okay. I think that's been another unique answer we've had. You just want a Rufus. You just want some Rufus in the game, don't you?
I mean, if it's not going to be in the game, at the very least, give us personality.
Okay. I mean, he did have a lot to say in his win quotes in SF4, so I'm pretty sure he could come up with some
Aye.
No. If you read his win quotes at the end when he beat everyone, he had basically a 200-word essay, so I'm pretty sure he could come up with it.
And the whole game, he was just shouting his dive kick. Aye.
I mean, let's not bring back those dark memories of Messiah Kick as well, when he was just beating out everything.
Messiah Kick!
But
it's now symphony! Now that I'm thinking, Jammerz, if they had to add you as a commentator in this game, that means Capcom will have called you like 3 years before, because
wait, hold on. 3 years before what?
Yeah, before the game is released. Why am I saying that? Because
you got the specific number, not me. I'm interested.
Yeah, your knowledge in commentating any fighting games, especially Street Fighter, because that's where you are, is at another level. What I mean is, I've never seen you have really good commentators all around the world, but I've never seen anyone like you giving any name from any move. Like, even if someone is sneezing in the game, you know the name of the special move. I'm like, bro, how do you?
Look, all I'm gonna say is I don't know every move name in the game. I say that with 100% certainty.
You know 98% of it.
I mean, you know what? We'll just go with what you say. 98%. We can do that. I don't know 98%, but I know a lot. I only know what I know. That's all I can say.
Make a game show about that.
Maybe we could. I'd probably win, but that'd be boring, wouldn't it? I don't know. But
yeah. So now imagine Capcom have to do any programming for that. So how do you think it's going to take?
Let me tell you the crazy part about it. You know, I did that with 45 characters. Now there's 18. So there's less. There's less to do now. That's great. It's less to remember when Street Fighter 6 actually comes out. I just go, hey, I know this move in a week, and it wouldn't take me 3 months.
See?
See what? I'm just saying. I don't know. Did I get caught with the Dave Chappelle gotcha? Like, I don't know. Did you catch me out?
Listen, let's just wait. Maybe you just kept something for us. So we're just waiting. Yeah.
Look. First of all, you have to wait for the game to come out first, because I want to play it too. And look, even if I don't make it in the game, because this conversation only came up when Vicious was the first announcement, and Aru Papa Tiwala as well. So all of us being in the conversation is good in its own right. I think if this gets a good response, it won't just be good for Street Fighter, but for fighting games in general. Other fighting games might integrate into their games, so you have your favorite commentators and whoever go in the game. We shall see. We shall see. I listen, that would be a great career move. I was speaking about this with some of the guys at Capcom Cup as a career move. Being featured in a game is actually bigger than a lot of people realize, because that's not just being in Street Fighter, that's voice acting in the games industry. That's another conversation entirely. So it's a very big deal, but only time will tell. Maybe if the more people chant it, maybe someone will listen to you. So just keep chanting it, Hurricane. That's all I can say. Keep chanting it and they might listen to you. But, right, I believe we are just about out of time. So, Richard, do you mind rolling the fight card, or whoever is in the back? Yes, roll the fight card, please, so people know where to follow these guys. You see Hurricane's Twitter account. You see Citizen's Twitter account. He's not on there much, but please give him a follow, because this guy is very talented. You'll see him in the Salt Mine Leagues. You see Hurricane in the Salt Mine Leagues as well. These guys are crazy players. They are crazy good at the game, is what I should say. And they put on a good show. You should follow them as well. You should follow their CFNs too. Just keep an eye on their matches in general. Right, gentlemen, this is the part where I give you the podium. You can shout at anyone, you can thank anyone. It is your time to shine, as long as this you say things that are positive and in moderation. Citizen, you first. Anyone like to thank? Anyone? Anything you want to plug?
Well, shout outs to the Glasgow guys. Burn to Fight Glasgow, B2F Glasgow, for anyone who wants to follow them on Twitter. Join the Discord if you are anywhere around Scotland. B2F Glasgow, check out the social media pages. They run online Rambats and offline Rambats every week. So shout outs to the Glasgow guys. Every Tuesday there's an online one, every Thursday there's an offline one. So if you're in the Scottish FGC and you play Street Fighter, join the Discord.
Hey, shout outs to the Scottish community as well. Shouts to Sam once again for helping me get in contact with Citizen in the first place. I like that. And Hurricane, anyone you'd like to thank? Do you want to downplay Cammy some more? Or?
No, I'm done with that.
All right.
It's just a shout out to everyone in the FGC. Like, everyone is giving his own contribution, like, in any way and at any place. Like, I've met and I've been talking to a lot of people all these years. So when did I start competing? Maybe 2014, 13, something like that.
2013, something like that.
Yeah, I've been talking. I've been saying. I've been meeting a lot of people. There's actually man like Ritus now. Ritus was one of the guys I'm talking the most with in this FGC. Yet I haven't met him yet face to face. But
damn, you missed your opportunity because he came to. Yeah, you didn't go to the cup, did you? Oh, yeah, damn.
I didn't go to the cup, so
I realized. Yeah,
this is one of the guys that I really wanted to meet. He's a very, very nice guy, doing a lot for the FGC as well. We can see that with Soma League and that. So yeah, shout out to everyone, and all of you are doing like an amazing job. And this is how we still gonna live for this passion, of the FGC.
I like those wise words there, and great words, positivity all round there from Hurricane. Just remember me when you win that $1 million in Street Fighter 6. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. But yes, Citizen, Hurricane, when you are ready, both of you can leave the Discord call, because myself, Veggey, and Olvaha got to close out this show, and I know it is late for all of us here, and I don't want to keep you here for much longer than we already have. It's been great talking to the both of you. I'll give you a message later thanking you once again for joining us. But yeah, when you're ready, you guys can leave the Discord call. So I'll speak to you guys soon, I guess.
All right, thanks for us. Bye.
All right, bye, guys. See you later. Thank you.
Wow, that was again. It's been a month since we've been on the airway, so it was a little bit of an extended talk, and I like hearing their opinions. One thing you must always remember about the FGC: the point is always there. It might be hard to articulate, and sometimes there are good arguments to have. They could be healthy debates, they could be whatever, but there are some good arguments to have. So, in general, I love the set. Those guys are really good. And Citizen gave us something to actually, like, more to think about regarding Falk, because there were actually a couple of things I didn't consider until
Can't believe I've never thought about that. I feel so foolish and silly.
I mean...
Really?
Yeah, I do.
What,
I think that was such an obvious thing that no one knows, and it's not obvious because no one thinks about it, but it's actually, when you think about it, super obvious. But when he said it, I was like, whoa!
Wow. So you just went, no, legit. That was a very valid point, and even I like the fact that it's good that Olvaha, you asked this question to Hurricane about, you know, his goals and what he wanted to do, and he's getting ever so closer. Yeah,
a great honest answer as well. Like, you know what, he didn't achieve everything he wanted, but obviously he's going to be competing hopefully in Street Fighter 6 as well, and hopefully we'll see them more in that game as well.
Yeah, even that, and again, wanting to represent his country and put them on the map to get more spotlight to not just his country, Cameroon, but the African region in general. So that's hopefully something he can bring in, and it will be bigger and better for SF6 and that community. So fingers crossed everything down the line works out. So we do have a couple of things to get through as well. So like, again, there is no CPT information because SF5 CPT is done. We can only look forward to SF6 when the game releases. Richard, roll the graphic for SF6 so we can just make sure. Listen, the 411 on the street is like, you can play these characters on June 2nd, man. That's it. June 2nd, June 2nd, 2023. You can still pre-order. I hope you have pre-ordered. Or
can I do the loot post?
You can do. Put some money aside, because I want everybody, or as many people as possible, to be playing this game on day one. Whether it's PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, the Xbox Series S or X, or Steam, which the vast majority of people are playing on right now. And as you can see, again, it's not just one edition. I don't actually know if there was fight money. Was there fight money in the beta? Was there fight money in the beta? I don't think
there was a currency that you could buy, like outfits.
There was a currency, yes, there was. I don't know if you can use that currency to buy, like, because it's going to be a year one character pass, but I don't know if you can use that currency to buy the characters. I'd probably say the safest bet, if you want the characters that are coming down the line, probably get the deluxe edition, or if you've got money to spare, then go get the ultimate edition. Or if you just like to have a good time, just get the default version, which is the full game there. But yes, it's going to come out on June 2nd indeed. And also, I've got a job to do. Let me see if the voice of reason has done it. In my ear, I'm supposed to announce something, because we did have a competition today. The final score was 10-6. Now, I wonder if we do have a... Oh, hello. Okay then. All right.
Yo.
So this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your winner for the EPOS competition for today's sets exhibition. Like I said, you can win an award for the winning gaming setups there, a streaming microphone, an acoustic gaming headset, the acoustic wireless earbuds, and of course the external sound card. And the winner is Drift. Zero Drift, I believe I'm reading that correct. Yes, Zero Drift for the EPOS competition. I believe this was randomly drawn out of several people who actually guessed this, because again, it is insane that how many people guessed it correctly. I tell you what. But yes, congratulations to Drift. Get your details over, or I should say Capcom Fighters, the Twitter account, is going to message you regarding your details so they can send this over to you. But once again, congratulations to Drift there for winning that. Now, I believe we do. Is there anything else I have to announce, Richard? I feel there is something I have to talk about, but I've forgotten.
How's the picture? How did the picture do?
No, the picture's back up there. It's fine. It's come back. It's come back. It's come back. It's come back.
It was the shot.
But yes,
back in.
I believe if there is nothing else we have to announce, I believe we can call it quits there. So, Veggey,
Can we all do the Luke pose?
You can do the Luke pose you want, but it's good to. Well, he's not going to let me say it. I'll just go on and do my own piece. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. And if you want to catch the archives of this show, it is going to be on the YouTube channel Capcom Fighters. Just type in the search bar. We are going to be back next week with another exhibition. We'll announce that within the week as well. But yes, the weeks to come, closing down SF5 and then coming up to SF6. Keep an eye. And word on the street is there's more developer match footage on the Street Fighter Twitter channel. There's a certain character that hasn't been seen enough of. You might catch him there. You can check out the YouTube for Street Fighter, the official Street Fighter channel, not Capcom Fighters, the official Street Fighter channel, and you'll see a certain daughter of T-Hawk and somebody that nobody likes, but he's in the game. Anyway, we're going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go and watch that footage. You guys take care, and we will... there you go. Interesting. Someone's posing the front cover. Someone's going to do it in the front cover. He's got to stay there for about 15 seconds. Yes, that is the face. All right, ladies and gentlemen, love you and leave you. We'll see you next week. Take care. Luke will as well.